Okay, y'all, I'm trying to get my video together before I start. So, y'all know me. If y'all been watching my lives, I tend to have the computer up so that I got my placement together. So, bear with me. Let's see. Okay. We are going to talk about. Here we go. I think I'm up. Let's make sure I got some volume. Yep. Okay. Let me mute my laptop because I do not want all this extra coming in. So if you're just coming in, I haven't started yet, but I did want, oh, here, let me unplug this. I do want to talk about the financial struggles of nursing. Now, I don't know if you saw my, thumbnail or if you're looking at the title, but pretty much I'm going to talk to you about why nurses are broke. Okay? Sometimes, you know what, before I even get into it, because I have a few people on here, I want y'all to tell me why you think nurses are broke. Put it in the comments. Do not be shy. Hello, Ladybug, and good morning. Is it Tisha? Good morning. Actually, it's 1 o'clock on my time, so good afternoon from me. Student loans. Okay, that's a good one. Anybody else want to chime in on why you think nurses are broke? Okay, good. I'm glad I pronounced it correctly. Let me know, y'all. Why do you think nurses are broke? It's multiple reasons why, but I want to know what you think. I like to interact with my audience, and hopefully everybody that's watching is already subscribed. I don't bite. Okay. Well, I am a personal nurse that does nursing with our senior community throughout the company honor, and more than half the time I spend money on supplies because I can't get them from the office. That's terrible. You spending money on supplies, so your company is not giving you the money to supply what you need, or are you being reimbursed? How does that go? Anybody else want to chime in on why you think nurses are broke? These financial struggles in nursing are real, and a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, you a nurse, you make money, but they don't talk about the broke side. I'm gonna do that today. But before I start, it's a few more people on here. Hopefully y'all liking the video. I need you to tell me why you think nurses are broke. Tell me why. I know it's more of y'all that have more information than just looking. Type in the chat. I like to interact. Let me see. I'll be reimbursed on a good day. Any other day they just chop it up. Oh, we're sorry. We can't come pick up supplies. Wow. That's not right for you to have to do that. I mean, you should probably talk to them and say, hey, do you have some type of company budget for supplies? Because I am not being reimbursed for everything, and I mean that's not fair for you. That you spending your money that you work for to put back into the company that's not even reimbursing you. That don't make any sense. I would talk to them about it. Okay. Lena, helping family members. That could be a possibility. In some cultures, they do, they're broke because they're sending money to back home. If their family members are overseas, or if they're helping a family member pay bills or buy groceries, that could be the case. Anybody else want to chime in? It's 72 people here. I know y'all can say something. Okay, what is this? Chef, taxes, student loans, underpaid. Okay, those are some good points. Um, and I was 100 people. I need to have some more insight on what y'all think on why nurses are broke. And I'm going to get into it. I just want to hear what y'all are going to say. And a lot of what you're saying is correct. Let me see. Honor is no honor. You should see what they do with the caregiving side. It is a catastrophe. That's terrible. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that is a catastrophe in healthcare, and I tend to find those videos of what other people have posted to share y'all, to share to y'all that it's not just you that's going through it. It's multiple people in different areas in different states that's going through that chaos. Okay, let me look at them. Paying for child care, Kelly. Ooh, baby, child care. As a nurse, paying for child care, um, you automatically not gonna get no government funding because you make too much money. And child care is like sometimes a whole nother mortgage for some. So that's a good point. I think I missed somebody. Only person working in a marriage. That's a good point too. Is it Jim Barbarella? Hopefully that was right. Okay. Have you worked in with Filipino nurses? How are they as nurses? Jeff, I have worked with Filipino nurses. I was a supervisor in a dialysis center, and the majority of our staff was Black and Filipino. Um, the Filipino the Filipino nurses that I've worked with are hard workers. They tend to work a lot of overtime, and what they do is they take off 3 weeks to a month, and they go back home and they bring that money home. That's where I got that one comment where they say help family members. I thought about my Filipino nurses because they do generate a lot of money, save it, and then go back home for close to a month and give it to their families. Okay. Um, I'm gonna have to get back with you. I've got clients paging me, so I'm sorry that I'm on a clock and I'll check back. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully you get your reimbursements because it's not fair for you to come out of your pocket to pay for something a company needs to do. All right, everything is going up in price because inflation, except for pay. Say it again. What is this? Lindsay, say that again because everything is going up. If they do increase the price, it's like this compared to inflation. It's not equating the same. I mean, your mortgage is going up, your rent is going up, car notes is going up, insurance is going up, groceries go up. I mean, you look at an old grocery bill if you have it from like before the pandemic, and then you look at it now and it's like your groceries are 2 to 3 times more than what you even need to pay. I mean, what you have paid. It's ridiculous. Let me see. It's a lot of unexpected bills that came as soon as I passed the NCLEX. Oh, Lena, you were a nurse. Okay, well, you know what? That's a possibility. Did I miss anybody up top? The salary is boring. Okay, Arizona Medical is a real mess. Okay. Only one help me. I want to work in the US or Canada. I'm sorry, or England. How do I get this opportunity? I don't know, Carlos, why Filipinos have partial Spanish. I don't know. I'm not a Filipino person at all. Let's see. So you want to be able to work in USA or England. I don't know anything about England, but some companies, if you look at some companies, what they'll do is they will have contracts for you. I wish I remember the name of the young lady that I did a video with on my previous page that got hacked. She is from overseas and she has a contract to work in a dialysis center for 2 years. So they pay for her visa, all of this stuff. It's a long process, but they pay for it. And she goes to the US for 2 years. You only can bring so many people with you. I think it's maybe a child or something like that, or maybe a husband, or it just depends. I don't remember all of the full information, but do your research on agencies that will pay you to work in the US. There are some out there, I just don't know them. I don't know the names, but I know there are some out there. Okay. So, now that I got a little bit of engagement, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. I hope y'all are um liking the channel and already subscribed. So what I'm personally going to do is I'm going to tell you the reason why I think there's a financial struggle for nurses. So let's fast forward to, well, let's roll it back first. Let's roll it back to when, before you even became a nurse. Okay, let's say you were working as a CNA. So, and let me say this really quick. Not all nurses were CNAs or PCTs or medical assistants or anybody in healthcare, but a lot of them were. A lot of them started in an area where it was a lower paid healthcare job to get their foot in the door at a hospital, and they went to school and they worked their way up and they passed boards and they became an RN or an LPN or an NP. Now, I hear a lot of people, especially on my nursing home videos, there's a lot of people that's a little disgruntled on them being a CNA for 15 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And I believe I recently seen one where she said, oh, well, I'm an agency CNA for 5 years and I make more money than some nurses. Agency is going to pay you more. It's not about I make more money than you, I make more money than that. CNA, RN, LPN, NP, doctors, patients, we all have to do one thing, take care of the patient. We are a team. So, of course, the rate of pay is important, but a lot of people don't want to go to school to be a nurse. They don't want to continue their education to be a nurse practitioner. They don't want to level up like that. Me, I'm not comfortable where I am as a nurse, so I'm going to level up soon. I need to get my master's. I was already working on getting my master's in the middle of the pandemic, and then I stopped. But I'm going to go back. I'm just waiting on my job to start paying for it. So, what I'll tell you is there should be no comparison of I've been a CNA for 50 years. It's a good thing to work for 50 years. You can work at McDonald's for 50 years. You can work at Burlington Coat Factory for 50 years. You can work at my local grocery store, Kroger's or Myers, for 50 years. Job security is everything. But don't think that since you worked at a certain profession for umpteen years makes you better than anybody else. Because it's some people that look at titles and say, oh, I've been doing my profession for 30 years and I'm retired as a CNA. Or I've been doing my profession as a RN and I'm retired, and or an LPN and I'm retired and I didn't want to move up to anything else. That is all okay. But I have a problem with, and this actually happens recently where I'm currently working, where it's nurses that think they're better than the staff that's under them, meaning like a nursing assistant or a patient care tech. Nobody is better, because that patient care tech, that certified nurse assistant, can teach some of these RNs some stuff. Open your ears. The ones that have been doing it for so long, they have more knowledge. So if you come in here and say, oh, I've been a nurse for 2 years, and you working with a CNA that's been working for 30, that CNA gonna give you some information. They just may have not wanted to go back to school to get a higher degree, but we are all a team. So I hate to see that in the comments of these shorts that I post. And, everybody came from somewhere. So let's just put that out there. The nurses that's here today working with CNAs were CNAs before for years, and they leveled up. Or LPNs, they were LPNs before they were RN. Or I even know a young lady that is currently in school to be a nurse midwife, and she started off as a pharmacy tech. She went from pharmacy tech to LPN to RN. She got her bachelor's, and now she's getting her master's to be a nurse midwife. Everybody has to step up and level up in their own way. So don't look down at anybody because their title is different from yours. It's some jobs where you can have a certain degree of time working and you can level up and be management over people that are under you in title. So let me get off my soapbox. Let me get back down. Okay. Hello. Hi, Ava. Reed is the GOAT. Okay. You the GOAT, Reed. All right. Ethiopia, but how can I get the NCLEX exam? I do not know how to get the NCLEX exam from that. You're going to have to do your research because I don't know anything about overseas. But I do know that I worked with a gentleman that was Filipino, and he was doing nursing in his country. And when he came over to try to take the test, he's failed it multiple times. So it's a way that you can get it. I just don't know. You got to use Google. Google is helpful. Okay. Um, Let me see. So is the NCLEX exam mandatory? Is mandatory to become an RN? Yes, in the US. You have to pass the state boards to become an RN. It's mandatory. Okay. Jay James, I've been a CNA for 25 years and ain't going nowhere. You know what, James? I bet you got some real knowledge. 100%. I know you got some knowledge. Okay, so let me get back to the title, Why Nurses Are Broke. Okay, we started off non-nursing. Everybody started off non-nursing. Nobody was starting their job making 30, 40, $50 an hour to start. Nobody. So you go to nursing school. While you're in nursing school, you probably work in a part-time job, maybe a full-time job on nights. And if it's any nurses in here, I want you to comment in the chat, what was your rate of pay when in nursing school before you became a nurse? I'm going to tell you, no, I don't watch that in NTGF. Okay, you going to nursing school in the fall? Is it worth it? Yes, it is. Do you guys work in the COVID pandemic? I did work in the COVID pandemic as a travel nurse, and I made bank. So I need nurses to let me, or if you're in nursing school, let me know in the comment, how much do you make, how much did you make, or if you're a nursing student, how much are you currently making at your job while in school? I think for me, I was making, let's see, I was making about maybe $17. I still was in the hospital. I dropped down from working full-time to part-time, and I think I was making about $17 an hour, and this was back in like 2012, and I had 2 daughters. So comment in the chat how much you were making. I'm just gonna put mine already in here. I was making $17 an hour before nursing. I need y'all to tell me how much you were making before you got your RN degree, or if you are already. Okay, you're making $22. That's good, because mine was in 2012. So that little 17, yeah, it was a struggle. But anybody else, how much were you making before, if you're a nurse or if you're in the nursing field? Comment how much you were making before you got into the nursing field. Anybody else? It's 175 people on here. I know it's more than just me and Justine that want to put that in there. Only RN can, yes, you can participate too, Gilbert. Yes. Yep, RN, LPN. Let me know how much you were making prior to becoming a nurse. And while I'm waiting on these comments, when you are making, like for me, years back, when you're making $17 an hour, and back then, you know, I said I was part-time. So my husband, we were dating. He actually worked 2 jobs to help me pay bills, and we didn't even live together until we got married. So bless his heart, because he is awesome. I give him a shout out. I love my muffin. That is my everything. But yeah, nobody asked him to do that, but he knew the struggle was real, working part-time, raising 2 kids that weren't even his. He stepped up and helped me to pay bills with an extra job. He made sure that there was food on the table. If I was short, good to go. Of course, student loans helped as well, but that warmed my heart when he did that for me. Okay, so Let's see. Gilbert making $8 an hour at nursing school. Mine was 17. Well, before school as a CNA, before nursing field in general, I was making $15 as a store manager. Okay. No one as a CNA, I'm making 17.90. Okay. Let me see. When I became an LVN, you got $25 an hour. Awesome. I passed my CNA school exam. Now I need to study for. I'm hoping that's a state board. Yep, state board while waiting. Which company should I work for? Hospital or nursing home? Pamela, it all depends on what you want to do. For a CNA waiting to pass your boards, you can apply now for hospital, for nursing home. Now, just remember, nursing home is going to give you a heavier load. So, if you've been looking at my channel, I show you the videos where there are complaints of, so many patients, even in the comments, it's CNAs, LPNs in the comments that say, oh, I have 50 residents, or CNA saying I have 20 to 25 residents that I have to take care of. And you don't know how big the facility is. So when you're doing your interview, Pamela, just ask them what's the patient ratio for the certified nursing assistants, and just say on a good day and then on a bad day. So you're getting that information up front, and you're not swindled to think, oh, I'm only going to have 10 patients when you're really going to have 25 if there's some call-ins. So you can do that for nursing home. With hospitals, depending on what department you are, depending on what floor, because when I worked in the ICU, we had one, we call them techs. We have patient care techs, but at CNA, it can be interchangeable in a hospital. We had one tech, and I think we had, I'm trying to remember how many people we had on my side, because the ICU, it was south side and it was the north side. And it was just one person, but it was, several nurses. But if we needed help with something, we would have the CNA to help us to flip a patient, to help clean up, and we would work as a team. I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, you can have anywhere from like maybe 10 to 15 people, depending on which unit you're on. Now, if you're in the ER, how I started, I was a CNA, and well, not CNA, I was a patient care tech in the ER while studying for boards. And I had a pretty good ratio back then. I think my ratio was about, what was it? I think the nurses had 1 to 4. I pretty much think I had maybe 6 max. And that was back then. I only was a tech for a few months while I was studying, because I needed to get into the field where I wanted to work. So I no longer was a courier when I graduated school. I studied and I worked as a patient care tech, passed boards, transitioned over into an RN. Okay, so let me go back. Uh-oh, let me know if I pause. My computer is circling like it's paused. Let's see. Can y'all see me, hear me? Okay, I just had to refresh my computer. It was just my computer, right? If y'all can see or hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right, let me get back to it. I don't know what's going on with this MacBook. It's tripping. Okay, so, oh, I'm missing out some amounts. Let me get back to the amounts. So hopefully, Pamela, that was helpful about the, where to start, the nursing home, the hospital. You could do both, but just ask for transparency on what's your ratio, patient ratio. Okay. I've only did nursing. I graduated in 2008, and my base pay as an RN was 1975. A shift differential was about $3. Weekend pay was an extra 10 an hour. I received a $20,000 sign-on bonus, and I was 23. That sounds pretty good. Okay, Tammy, I made $12.75 an hour as a new nurse with my BSN in 1994. Tammy, I'm so happy that I didn't have to go through that in 94. I mean, I was still in high school in 94, but that probably was some good money back then. You never know. Because I didn't think about, how much money to make back then because I was in high school. Okay, too many people aren't taught how to do it smart. Many of my coworkers are paying off hefty student loans from a 4-year BSN. I paid off $6,500 for my ADN, and the hospital paid for my B. You know what? What is it? Tanka's mom. Give me a fist bump in the chat because I'm gonna tell you my story real quick. But I don't know why my computer is buffering and acting like it's crazy. Come on, MacBook. It may be time for another one. Um, yes, get an experience for skill facility. You must learn a lot. Yes. Okay. Definitely have student loans. I did BSN, MSN, then DNP. Oh, I need to talk to you because I'm thinking about getting my DNP once I get my master's because I do want to level all the way up there. I think for me, it's not for everybody else, but for me, I don't want to sell myself short not to get up to that because I think I want to get to that level for multiple reasons. Okay, let me see. I do not know why this computer, I'm about to put this computer to a side because this is not acting right. Hold on, let me get back to y'all chats. Okay. Um, Technical difficulty. Okay, let me go back to the chats. Go back. Um, Hospital might pay for your continued education, Terry. Yep, I'm 100% sure the hospital will. I'm not sure if the skilled nursing facility will or not. They might, but always ask questions. So let me see. As a CNA, I make $15 an hour. I work in a Alzheimer dementia unit. The people in the kitchen make more than me. They make 18 an hour. Wow. Okay. That's terrible. But you know what? When I was a phlebotomist, hold on, let me mute this computer. When I was a phlebotomist in the hospital, and I transitioned to being a lab courier, we both were unionized. We had union jobs. I went from making $15 to $17 from switching from courier. I'm not from phlebotomist, something you have to go to school for to get skilled and trained to draw blood, to driving around to get blood that was drawn from phlebotomists. And I made more money. It was actually people that were making like $20, $30 as lab couriers back then. So I feel you on that one. Okay. Um, just came up on your channel. Hello, Pamela. Pamela Saul, because I'm talking to another Pamela as well. Okay. I'm thinking of getting my LPN first just to get my foot in the hospital and then continuing to get my BSN, then RN. There's a company, there's a program that takes 12 months for your BSN with Southern. Okay, so Timid, uh, is it a reason? Okay, Timid, are you currently working in the hospital at all? Let me know that. Um, if so, I would recommend, and you can do the LPN for 1 year, but I would recommend going to a community college and just getting your 2-year associates, letting that hospital pay for your bachelor's. Because once you get your associates, some places you only have to do 12 months, and they'll take your license, they'll take your college credits, and they'll put that towards your bachelor's, and you can get your bachelor's while you're working already. If something has changed, correct me in the comments. But when you're an LPN, of course, you take a year to do school. You have to work so many hours before you can even go back to school to get your RN. So now, instead of going to school for 2 years to get your RN at a local community college, you're working after your 1 year. Everybody doesn't hire LPNs in a hospital, so you're subject to work in a nursing home, which is fine. If you do get in a hospital, that's perfect too. But you're working as an LPN, you have to work so many hours. Then you can go to school to be an RN. So that's taking more time for you to work LPN, work time, RN, or do 2 years, get your RN and let your job pay for you to get your BSN, or if you want to go back and get your master's, DNP, all of that. So totally whatever you want to do, but I'm just telling you what I did. And the young lady that was the pharmacist, she went for the 1 year because she had a little one and she wanted to just get it over with in a year and start working. And you take your steps however you need to do it. But I tell everybody, whoever wants to get into nursing, just go for your RN and go to a community college, and move your way up like that. So that's one less step for you to take. But if you need to just do your LPN first, do it. Okay. Um, Terry, I made $3 an hour as a nurse's aide in the 70s. My first RN job paid about $8.25. Okay. Hello, I'm in nursing home, also a new YouTuber. Hey Jays, talks real. Thanks for coming in. Crazy clips. Hi, say hi to Gabby. I don't need $50 up, but hi Gabe. I said Gabby. Hi Gabe. It was another person the last live that was saying say hi to Gabby, so I remember them. Okay, I worked as a CNA in two different nursing homes in New York. That was in 2014, $10.50 an hour. Though these rip-off agencies, nursing home jobs in New York are awful. Hospitals are a little bit better. Okay. I manage patient care sitters that make $20 an hour. It's also insane that CNAs, LPNs, and RNs do not make more. Yeah, I agree. That's why a lot of people are taking their time that they've worked as a CNA, LPN, and RN, and they doing travel nursing, and they getting paid what they're worth. Okay. What if I want to volunteer? Or what are the pros and cons? Pamela King, volunteer for what now? I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to volunteer for. Just let me know. Um, I relocated to NYC and it was different working as a CNA through agencies. I truly enjoy working as a CNA. Okay. Um, Deanna, we pay more for our insurance than others. Deanna, now is this about the why nurses are broke? Is this one of the answers to what I asked? That is a good one, and I'm gonna touch on that too. I've tried to do research, but it's confusing. Okay. Greetings, Queen. Hello, Sunshine. Some schools, while an RN program, will let you sit for LPN NCLEX after third semester. Oh, that's some good information. I never knew that because back when you just went to school and you could work, like if you were in RN school, you can work as a nurse intern, or you can work as a student nurse. So you can work, but it's a contingent job. You pick up hours and you're working while you're in nursing school for RN. Okay. Let's see. Some hospitals have their own insurance and manipulate it. Pamela King, CNA. Sometimes just because you have a license don't mean you worth what the license is worth. Teresa Anderson, she said, just because you have a license don't mean you worth what the license is worth. I'm gonna say that one more time because that is 100% true. Just because you have a license do not mean that you're worth that you're worth what the license is worth. I agree. I'm gonna leave that right there in the comments. Um, okay. I was thinking of going for my LPN, but I work in psych. Will I still get paid LPN wages? But so if you're going for LPN and you work in psych, you'll get your LPN wages when you pass boards for sure. I'm not sure if you're asking if you'll get LPN wages while it's, I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. I'm not even going to assume. Let me give me more detail about that. You should get LPN wages while you're working as an LPN. Yes, um, in psych, but I'm not sure if I'm answering your question or not. Let me see. I second the RN at CC, and then let your hospital pay for your BSN. Most hospitals have tuition reimbursement program. They sure do. Thank you, Tika's mom. I'm really trying to learn as much as I can. I'm in Kentucky, and they have a program going on right now that pays for nurses to go to select schools. Awesome. Okay, so let me get back to why I think nurses are broke. So yes, we all started off with a lower amount. In today's time, I know some people had got $8 starting off as nurses in the 90s or 70s. And it's a blessing that we have more now because the cost of living is a lot more, even though I don't think the rate has caught up to it. But it is what it is. So just to make an example, you make $10 an hour before finishing to become a nurse and start as a nurse. When you become a nurse, you get an increase. Sometimes you may get a $20 increase, you may get a $15 increase from what you're used to. You may get a $25 increase. When you're doing that increase, what do? Put it in the chat. When you get an increase in pay, what do you do with that money? I'm gonna let y'all answer this. What do you do with that money when you get an increase in pay? You started off with $10 an hour. Now you a registered nurse, or you are LPN, or you a CNA, and you make CNA, maybe you get a $5-10 difference depending on where you are. LPN, you may get a $20 difference depending on where you are, $15-20. RN, you may get a $20 to $30 difference, or let's say 20 to 30, no, let's say $15 to $30 increase from what you're used to, right? Let me see. I answered you. Okay, good. Savings, Claudia. Increase what I put in my savings account. Increase 401. Yes, that's good. A lot of people spend it, sadly. I need some more pay off a bill. Okay. What else do you do when you get a huge increase? So let me put it like this, because y'all are saying good things, but people are not always doing what you are saying. Y'all know what people do when they get more money, they get more things. So let's say you have a paycheck. Your paycheck is, say you get a bi-weekly paycheck of, I don't know, $500. And then you become a LPN, a RN, a CNA, whichever, something in the nursing realm, right? And you get an increase. So say your first paycheck, because I remember the feeling, everybody remembers the feeling of your first nursing paycheck. So that $500, I'm just saying, I don't even think I had a $500 check. I had more than that. I think I made maybe 1,000 or so, but I'm just giving that ballpark. So your $500 check, you get your first nursing check, and that check becomes like 2,000, and you like, ooh, I'm not used to this. I'm making money. What happens with that money? What happens with that increase of $1,500, right? Because remember, 500, you're not doing that 500 no more. You getting 2,000. You have a $1,500 increase. So what's happening? If you're in an apartment, what are you doing? You looking at a condo. You looking at a townhouse. You looking at a house, right? When lenders know that you are a nurse. They automatically, you do not have to be in that role. And I'm saying this not for y'all to get into debt, but when you are a nurse, they're going to say, oh, that is a continuous job that you're going to always have. So if you work at a hospital, what they going to say? Send me your W-2s. Let's see what we can get you. That's what the realtors are going to say, because they see that you are making $2,000 on your first check and you're going to continue to make $2,000, right? So instead of you being in your apartment or your flat that you living at, you going to want to get something bigger, right? You want a more luxurious area. Not saying that your apartment isn't luxurious, because it is, because you in it, but you're going to want to upgrade your living space. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me look. Pay off a bill. It's tiring to be a gorgeous person and make all the men go crazy. Is it tiring? No, it's not tiring, Jaden. I thank you for the compliment. I'm gonna just be quiet because I'm a married woman. I have paid off my house, Teresa. I love that, and your car. That's even better. You know what? What I did when I was in nursing school, because nursing school, you get those refund checks, and I had children when I was in nursing school, so I got a good amount of money back. What I did with one of my refund checks is I bought a truck outright, so I didn't even have a car note, and that helped me a lot because I always had money to put in my savings. I didn't have to worry about paying a car note for years. I started treating myself as I've been as I've been working as a nurse, and I've seen how much money that I can save. I'm like, ooh, let me get something for myself. I finally got a new car. What was this? Maybe 3 years ago. I've never had a new car in my life until 3 years ago, and I leased a Cadillac, and I loved it. Okay, so um, so let me go back to these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, and when if you buy an outfit, I go to clearance rack and go. Teresa, I still do that. I still use clearance. I still use discount codes, coupons. I don't care how much I make. I don't care if I'm making multiple six figures. I'm still using a coupon. Like to this day, right now, not to do a shameless plug, but my I'm a scrub business owner, and I'm doing an inventory sale. So the scrubs that I have on my website, the half zipper ones, not the ones with the jackets, are all 50% off, because I'm getting rid of the scrubs that I have, and I'm trying to move over some space so I can get some new inventory, because it's other designs that I want to get, and I don't want to have so much of one size. So 50% off at checkout. Look, I'll put it in the comment if y'all want to look at it after we done with this live. But I have good quality scrubs, and the scrubs that I wear in the majority of my videos are petty scrubs. So I don't mind a good discount, and a lot of people love discounts. It don't matter if you make hundreds of thousands of dollars. If it's good quality and it's a discounted rate, why not? Okay, so how much is the average hourly for a nurse? Samantha, are you talking about RN or LPN? Because it's different prices for different type of nurses. Let me see. Texas pay 2018. You worked as a $18. Okay. As a LVN, 2019, 25.41. As an RN, 2022, $33. I increased my savings and put a high interest bearing account. Take it from a retiree, load up on that retirement. Terry, yes, I agree with you. What I'm currently doing now is, you sometimes you want to max out what you can put in your retirement, and it'll pay off. So I have like retirements in multiple different accounts, because I didn't merge everything into one. I have it from other hospitals that I worked at, and then I have something for where I'm currently at. And I always increased how much I put in my 401k, because you never know. You never know what is going to happen, and you can't just, wait for Social Security. That's not going to be enough. That's not going to be enough for what you're used to doing when you're working. So when you retire, you don't want to go down and go backwards. Hope that makes sense. It made sense to me. Okay. We spent all of our money each time we get more money. I'm doing it backwards this time. Living below my means and loving it, having a great spot in the country. Yes. Yeah, that right there, people are living beyond their means, and I explained it. You get $500 and now you're getting 2,000. What you doing with that $1,500? You blowing it, you going shopping. You may get another car. You may upgrade your home. And when you upgrading your home, it's different when you coming from an apartment. You only have to worry about paying for like electricity. You may not even have to worry about paying gas, or maybe it's already included. But when you have a home, you paying for water, lights, gas. You got to get your yard together. You are paying for trash pickup, sewage. If there are any damages in your home, you got to cover that, because it's not a landlord if you are buying a home. So a lot of people are thinking like, oh, I got extra money so I can pay this mortgage. But you are the sole person that is taking responsibility for your home, whether you have a mortgage or you have paid for that home outright. Is more responsibility for you to do when you have a home. And people are getting those, and it is okay. But make sure you got enough money saved up for emergencies. Like if you need a hot water tank, if you need the siding replaced on your home because the wind was blowing too hard, if you need to get your home painted, if you need to get something done because your kitchen sink is messed up, that's all your responsibility. You no longer have a landlord to help you with that. And people fail to realize that because they think, oh, the home is going to be perfectly fine unless you get a new construction home. And even those new construction homes have problems. You're going to have to pay extra money out of your pocket to take care of things that you're not even thinking of. Okay, let me get back down to the comments. And if I'm spitting some knowledge for y'all, let me know in the comment. Give me some thumbs up, some hearts, some fist bumps, something, because a lot of people don't think about that. When you make more money, you have to make sure you saving. Put that mess in your savings, because stuff happens. Okay, so many of our schoolmates got new cars and appointments. Laugh out loud. I don't know what new cars and apps and bags in 2022 in 2020. A lot got surgery and lived with mom. Okay, yeah, that right there. You know what? I didn't graduate in 2020, but some of my nurse colleagues went and got some surgery done, got some BBLs, got some boob implants. And that was around maybe around the pandemic time. Maybe they were doing a sale or something on that. And they like, look, I'm out here traveling. Let me go get some work done. I ain't doing none of that. My husband loves the way I am naturally imperfect. I try to keep up with my weight, but you ain't gonna see me with no BBL. If you see something back there, it's because I done did some squats and some lunges, okay? Did some jump rope to get the waist snatched, but you ain't seeing me do all of that. I'm putting that money somewhere else. Okay. I love to thrift and my kids for retro look. Oh, that's nice. One of my daughters actually goes to the thrift shop sometimes, and she looks at some of those clothes. And sometimes thrift shop clothes are pretty good. I donate a lot of my stuff to the thrift store instead of throwing them away, because if they're in good condition, somebody else could get it at a lower rate. Okay. Sales and coupons use continues too. Yep. I'm a clearance queen. I love the thrift stores. I want to love on my clients and be comfortable in life. I take trips every weekend and love it. I don't have kids, so I have freedom. You do have freedom. Is it gravy? No kids equal freedom? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have three. I have three daughters. No freedom here. None. My two oldest will be in college pretty soon, but I have a little one. The one that's on my profile picture, that's my little one. So I still got a little one to take care of, and no freedom right now. I would have been an empty nester, but it's okay. I love my little one. So, Tulip, as an independent contractor, I make decent money, but I am still broke. Tulip, what are you doing with that decent money? Are you blowing it as soon as you get it? Are you saving some of it? Because if you make decent money and you still broke, you're either doing a few things. You have too many bills that you're paying. You are living beyond what you can pay for, and you have nothing that you can put in your savings. You are a shopper, like the shop, and your bills is paid, everything else is paid, but you just blowing the extra. With independent contractors, some of them do make good money. Some of them use it as supplemental income for their full-time position, and I'm sure you can put some of that money in your savings. That's why you had a crying laughing emoji. I know you could get it together, Tulip. I know you can. Okay. Anderson, Teresa Anderson, Samantha. When I was going through school, I always referred to Indeed for jobs and pay. Yes, that's a good thing. And pay in that area. It is. That is really good. I've been off for over a year. Um, that is due to having a paid for house and car and couponing and not buying unnecessary things. Okay, now at least 6 months worth of savings. Definitely, you have to have that. When I did travel nursing at the height of the pandemic, when I was making like for a good contract, and I mean, I didn't do bedside either. I was making a good 20 grand a month. You think I was blowing that 20 grand? No, I was putting that mess in the savings. I was getting stuff done in my house. I had more than enough money to spend and pay for this and pay for that. It's just all what you do with your money. You can't just blow it because you got an extra 1,500. So let's go back to the 500. The 500 and you had a 2,000. What you doing with that 1,500? If you can't save half of that, what you doing with it? You better be paying bills. If you ain't paying bills, you better be getting groceries with it. You need to do certain things to get your savings up to par because stuff happens. And if you don't have savings, if your car is down, or if you have an unexpected emergency that happens that requires a couple $100, what you gonna do if you don't have it? You in a tight spot, what you gonna borrow it from a family member? You gonna take out a loan? That puts you more in debt if you take out a loan. And then if you can't even pay it back to a family member, then they gonna be looking at you like, no, you ain't borrowing from me no more. You never want to be in an area where you need to borrow from somebody. If you're gonna borrow from something, you need to borrow from your savings account to pay whatever that is, and then put it back when you get it on your next check. It's easier said than done, I know. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, but when I did traveling in the height of the pandemic, I would work 3 months. I would take off a month and a half in between contracts. I still had money in my savings, but I had money to live off of. Mortgage was paid, car note was paid, bills was paid, tuitions was paid, daycare was paid. I didn't have to worry about any of that because I had 5 figures in my savings account. Think about that. Don't splurge if you don't have enough money to cover your bills. If something happens where you can't work for a month, what are you doing? You got to put that money to a side and save it. If you have so many bills where you can't save a good amount, put a little bit to a side. Put $50, $100 in your savings account, or put it in a shoebox. Slip it in a shoebox, okay? So when you look at months past, you open up that shoebox and you like, oh my God. Oh my God. I got all this money because it's out of sight, out of mind. Okay. So right, I have a new construction, definitely has issues. You have to pay for HOA too. See? So in a perfect world, you're thinking when you have an apartment, okay, I got somebody to help me. But when you have a home, and it's even HOAs in, condos and townhomes, you have a home, it's like, okay, who's gonna fix this? you better know somebody that can fix it. Or now you going on these websites where you have to pay a handyman and you're not 100% sure if they're going to scam you out of some stuff. So, been there, done that. Yeah. Okay, Kimberly from Scotland. Hello. I'm drowning money wise. I'm burnt out. Let me see. Yes, it's hard as a nurse. A general adult nurse. Okay. It's very hard. But Kimberly, what you have to do is see if you could think about the bare minimum that you have to spend after paying bills. See what that is. If it's $100, take 20 and put it in the shoebox and don't even look at it. Take 20 and put it in a savings account. Each check, that 20 is going to add up. And what you do is when you have a little bit more wiggle room, you make that 20 or $30. You make that 30 or $40. Then you looking like 50, $100 you putting in every check. And then you look back and say, oh, I got thousands saved. You have to do what's best for you, because when you work, you have to pay bills. You may need to do this because I told my coworkers this, and they always be like, oh, okay. Do a cost analysis of how much you spend for eating out while you're at work. Whether it's a Starbucks, coffee, whether it's you eating fast food every day, you need to put that money towards groceries to meal prep and bring that food to work. You can still get little stuff. You can get maybe a snack or something like that, but you need to put that money into groceries to prep for you to eat that food at work. Guaranteed, if you're eating out, and this is not just for Kimberly, this is for everybody that's looking. Out of the 150 plus that's looking right now, it's fluctuating between 150, 200, and hopefully everybody that's watching is giving your girl a thumbs up, and you're subscribed to the channel, because currently I'm at 150,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed to my channel. If you knew me before I had this channel, my other channel was hacked, and I only was at I was only at 24,000 subscribers. So this channel grew quick in a matter of 7 months, and I do not take this for granted. I appreciate everybody that's watching and that have subscribed and have commented. And usually if you've commented on my videos, I put a heart there because I'm acknowledging that I've read your posts. I don't always agree with them. I may disagree. I may comment on some, but I have thousands of comments. So I try to make sure that I am there to say, hey, I'm acknowledging that you've commented on my post. I appreciate that. So let me get off the soapbox again. Let me get back down. Okay, you got some gray hairs, sister. I do. I got some gray hairs in my nose. I got some gray hairs in my scalp because I need to dye my hair and embrace the wisdom because I got it. So I don't know if that was a little bit of shade, dark night, but I appreciate that comment on my video anyway. Okay, yes, live below your means and have an emergency fund, 100%. Save your increase, 100%. A lot of people are not going to do that, what we're saying, but hopefully they'll remember in the back of their minds, hey, I was on that live and I got this bonus. And instead of me blowing this bonus that I got from work, let me save half of that. Let me save half of that and put the other half on bills, or let me pay down a little bit of my mortgage, or let me pay down do a principal bill and pay down a little bit of that. Remember that when you get these bonuses, it's not for you to blow. When you're able to have a vacation, you should not be going to vacation and you only have this much savings. Because when you come back from vacation, you done blew all your money. And guess what's happening? You got to go back to work because you ain't got no money left. So you need to have some savings in your account. Okay. Let me go back. You were making it less than, continue to do so. Do enjoy and treat yourself, but you should not be an everyday treat. 100% agree with you. You should treat yourself. That's why I told, if you have $100 left after everything, put $20 to a side. You still got $80. You still have $80 to yourself. So you got to take a little bit and put it out of sight, out of mind. You know, you may have a savings account, you may have a safe. I I use both. If I need some cash on hand, I may just put some money in the safe, in my gun safe. Yes, I have a CPL. I may put some money in my gun safe, and if something happens and I don't feel like going to the bank, I just unlock the gun safe, remove the Glock, and have some cash. And you know, if something happens in the household, is money there? We got it. Okay. Um, like my mama said, it's a treat, not a treatment. Okay, Terry. Come on, Terry, now. Say that again. It is not a treatment, it's a treat. All right. I'm loving this, y'all. Okay. Feedback works. Okay, Terrell. Um, see, Teresa, I would buy a Cuban sandwich at work and have cut it into 4 pieces and eat off all day. Okay. Um, for whoever, Elmo, saying somebody to shut up. I'm not, because you on my channel. So if you don't like it, bye bye and have a blessed weekend. Anyway, so I graduated and passed the NCLEX. How do you feel about agency? PRN after a year of experience, I hear the pay is better. Either that or PRN. Okay. What is this? Is this Kendra? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So how much, okay, so are you trying to go into agency after 1 year of experience? That's what I'm getting from this comment. What you need to do is, of course, you do your research. A lot of agencies are going to want you to have experience anyway. So if you're doing PRN, it has to be PRN in that role. So let's say you are you worked in the ER. Let's just say you know, ER nurse. You worked in the ER for a year. You want to pick up another job, PRN. You have that year experience. There are some specialties that you need in order to work PRN at places like the ER. Like they're going to want you to have, they're going to want you to have like your ACLS, your BLS. Some places want you to have PALS, but you're going to have experience for at least a couple of years before you can get your TNCC and your PALS. So a lot of places may want those certifications, but make sure you have your BLS and your ACLS. Those two are important for any role in nursing. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. I think I worked 2 ER jobs at once, and one job was full time and one was PRN. But my PRN was actually my first nursing job, and they only had part time open. So I worked a lot of hours, and I got overtime. I'm sorry, I got full time pay, but that job was it was a little further. I mean, it wasn't an hour away. It was maybe 30 minutes away. And working nights, you got to drive home. You're tired. You got to get your kids together for school. It was a lot. But the good thing was the full-time job that I got was around the corner from my house. So when I got that full-time job, I dropped down to PRN at my first nursing job. And I was a nurse for 1 year, but they did it because I was already there. So you could do that if that's the case for you. But a lot of places want you to have the certifications with that when you're applying for PRN. I'm not sure what specialty you're trying to get into, Kendra, but let us know in the comments. Let me see. Remember, take your time. You are dealing with someone's life. Yes. Especially, yeah, people forget that they're too busy trying to make money when yep, yep. Teresa, okay, I'm gonna call you Mama Teresa because you spitting out knowledge and wisdom. You definitely do want to take your time. You don't want to just rush into it. And then with some jobs, you just passed boards, so congratulations on that because that was a beast right there. When you're working, once you get out of orientation, really pay attention to everything from when you start, everything throughout. I'm not sure tell me what specialty you're trying to work into. Are you trying to work into a certain, trauma, general surgery? Okay. So sometimes what you can do is when you're working, you can, if you want to do PRN in surgery, you can. If you want to do agency, I always recommend for people to have at least 2 years of experience. A lot of agencies are desperate because it's a shortage of nurses. People are retiring. People are working from home now. They don't want to be out since the pandemic. So there's always going to be a need, and a lot of places may just take you with 1 year. But remember this: when you're working at these places and you have 1 year of experience and you're working as an agency nurse, or if you're doing PRN, because PRN will pay you a little bit more, but remember you have no benefits. When an agency, you can get benefits from the agency, but it's going to be sky high. So when you're doing this, remember your license that you worked hard for. Remember this. It can be taken away like that if you make the wrong mistake. So be careful when you're a new nurse getting into agency, because it's more so of you working on your own, but you're working for the company. So if you make a mistake, they can throw you under the bus and, get somebody else to take care of that role. So get all of the knowledge that you can when you are being precepted while you're working before you go out on your own for agency, because they're expecting you to have the knowledge to hit the ground running when you're agency. When you're PRN, the same thing. They're expecting you to have the knowledge to hit the ground running. You may get orientation more as a PRN, but they're going to expect for you to have years of experience. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay. Let me go and see. Never, ever, ever be ashamed to ask for help. 100%. 100%. Because some people think, I should know everything. No. You're not going to know everything. And I've even wrote in comments, like when I was talking about the young lady with the FND, where she was having some functional neurological issues, and it was somebody asking me, was I a neurologist? No. My title says she nurse savvy. I'm a nurse. Nurses don't know everything. We do our research. And what people like to hear from new grads is them asking questions. If you're walking around and you're not doing, you're walking around and you're working, you're not asking questions, we thinking in the back of our mind, are you winging it? Don't wing it. If you are not sure, say, hey, can I ask you a question? Can you help me with this? Why is this? Can you help me with that? Can you come in with me so that we can do this together? Because I need a little bit more experience on how to complete this. Nurses love to hear that. We will help one another. Not all. Some of them eat their young, but we rather hear you to ask questions than to just be quiet and you just going about your business and you working and you're a new nurse. That's dangerous. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back to my comments. More of a med surg floor post surgery. Okay. If you are going to hospital, they should have an internship. They should. Been seeing your channel. Thank you for speaking like you do. Thank you. Hopefully you're subscribed and you gave me a like. Everybody that's on here, give your girl a thumbs up. I appreciate those likes. Okay. Let's see. You need to know your stuff if you want to do travel. 100%. 100%. Because you don't, because you do not get the same orientation. You don't, as you would as a full-time hire. And your license is on the line. So make sure you're ready. Say it again. Make sure you're ready, because when I went into travel nursing, I didn't know how long they were going to give me orientation. I did case management. I've done oncology clinics. I've done, I even went back to the ER and worked per diem in the ER. But that orientation, it was like, I started off as an ER nurse. So that was just like a quick refresher. I think I only had like maybe a month of orientation, and then I picked up. I didn't work full time orientation because I was PRN, so I just picked up certain days, and they were like, "Oh, well, you was here already, and this is a refresher, and you good to go." But as a new nurse, get your experience, because, like I said, if you do something wrong, you will get thrown under the bus. You don't want to lose your license. You took all this time to study, pass boards, spend that money on that education that you are going to take with you for the remainder of your time that you want to be a nurse. Don't throw it away like that without having enough knowledge. Okay. English or Spanish? English. Yes, ma'am. Thanks for all that. I'm doing a residency. Okay. Awesome. That's awesome. Make sure that you have your little a notebook, or like a little, I guess, yeah, a notebook that you putting down important stuff. And sometimes people learn while they're writing. Sometimes people have to look and see it. Sometimes people have to read it. But have like a book. I'm sure you already have it, and write down the important stuff that you may have not learned in a actual book in nursing school. A lot of your experience as a nurse, you're going to learn in class, but the majority of it, you're going to get your experience. That is what's going to mold you into becoming a big nurse, and what to do with your evidence-based practice. That is what you need. So you had a notebook when you out there in your residency program, or if anybody else is going through this, write down notes of what to do in certain situations that you don't know. Okay. Thanks for all of your content. Okay, Vanilla, appreciate that. Hopefully you are subscribed to subscribe to the channel. Gave your girl a thumbs up already. I appreciate y'all for this. I really enjoy to do these lives, because I do a lot of shorts. I think I have about 200 videos on this channel of shorts, and I like to do lives if I have a gap in my schedule, because your girl's a hustler. I have a business with my husband. I have my scrub business, and I work full time. So I do want to take time to do something with you guys. And I appreciate you guys, commenting and giving me feedback and things of that sort. Because I really love to hear when nurses are, hold on, go that way, I'm doing a live, my daughter. When nurses are graduating, getting their NCLEX, trying to look for a job, telling me what they want to do in nursing school, what area, what specialty. Because my specialty, I wanted to do labor and delivery, and clearly I didn't. I love little babies, I really do. But I ended up getting into the ER because I like the trauma. I like the stab wounds, the gunshot wounds, helping people to live in a traumatic way, in a traumatic experience. Now, the ER doesn't always give that. But when we saw it, I was like front center. Like, how can I help? Let me put the IV in. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. But that's what I wanted to do. Okay. Juanita, a new role, quick case management, work from home, job, making $85K salary. Last day was yesterday. Likely taking a travel assessment next. Work from home was nice, but gave them a lot of my time. Okay, what are you doing next? Is it Juanita? Hopefully I'm saying your name right, because I don't want to butcher nobody's name, because I don't want nobody butchering mine, but it's okay if it happens to me. I just correct it. Okay. You know what? I thought about doing case management work from home, and the pay isn't as much as it is in the hospital. But it is what it is. I mean, I guess if you're not getting out the house, burning gas, you don't have to really worry about the little extra necessities that you have to do. Um, but yeah, 100% case management, you definitely got to have some nurse knowledge for that. And that's the job that I actually don't mind doing, but I do want to level up and get my master's because I'm not comfortable where I am now. I think I could go a little bit further into nursing, like I said earlier in the video. Okay, let me see. I love your shirt, but can't read the bottom. Oh, okay. So the shirt says, I love hard, but I hit harder. It's your choice, unconditional or unconscious. Because I'm a jokester, you know. And I love this shirt. Okay. I dropped something, Jade, in my crown because I'm a queen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's go here. Subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. 2 years may be better for travel or PRN. Yes, I do agree. Sometimes when you are fresh out of school, you just passed boards, you like, I'm trying to get that bag. Remember, you started off making a lower amount anyway. So when you work as an RN, you're going to have an increase anyway. Travel is always going to be there. It's not going anywhere. People have been traveling for 20 years. Not me, because I haven't been a nurse for 20 years. But people have been traveling for a long time. Travel is not going to go anywhere. Nowhere. So get your experience. If you want to make a little extra coin, you can pick up an extra shift. Let it be overtime. You can do that. But get your nurse knowledge first before going into agency, going into travel. Because travel is going to be there. You're going to get the coin regardless. But keep your license and get more knowledge. Okay. Let's see. Travel assignment. Case management. I feel like though I work day over. Wait. I feel like though I work day was over at 4:30. There are so many days where I'm sitting there way later. Go out to California. Oh, California, you're gonna get some coin, for sure, but everything else gonna cost more too. So you definitely could get a bag for sure. Let me see. You need a clip mic. We cannot hear you. You can't hear me? I do have a clip mic, to be honest, but I left it down at I think I left it down at my creative space. Let me see if y'all can hear me, let me know. If I need to speak up, let me know. Let me see if y'all can hear me, let me know. I can hear myself. If I need to speak up, let me know. Carolyn. Let me see if y'all can hear me, let me know. Okay, I'm muting my computer. Okay, Carolyn, maybe you need to cut the volume up on your device. If you're on your laptop or if you're on your phone, cut the volume up because I'm not a quiet talker. I come from a family of loudmouths, and yeah, I try to be loud enough because I'm just on my iPhone and I don't have my mic synced to it like I usually do. So my bad. Okay, everybody's saying they can hear me fine. So hopefully you cut your volume up, Carolyn. Okay. I'm in the shop and I'm having trouble to find something. Okay, Jaden, you really throwing it on thick. You really throwing it on thick. Okay, I can hear you just fine. Doctor, is it the Fala? Hello. Okay, everybody saying they can hear me. Okay, yep. Hey, okay. Hopefully, Carolyn, hopefully you can hear now. Because everybody else is saying that they can hear me. Okay. Have you heard Nurses to Riches? It's a couple. Yes, I've heard them. It's a couple that lives in California. They have a YouTube channel talking about working in California and the wages in the hospitals. Yes, I think I'm subscribed to their channel. I was subscribed to their channel on my other channel, but I believe I'm subscribed to their channel on this one, and I follow them on Instagram. So yes, I think they work. I think they work per diem. I thought they were working in New York. Maybe I haven't looked at their channel in a minute, but I thought they were working in New York, and I think they were doing like a little. They were trying to create a business too. So I'm not sure if they're done with their business, but yes, I do. I do remember them. Yes, I really do. Um, I am curious about elderly care knowledge. What would you like to know about elderly care? Is it where to work? What to do? Give me a little more detail about what you want to know about elderly care. Okay. The only way you're going to make a good amount in Cali is if you have roommates. Boom. Because Cali is expensive. My brother actually lived in California, and he had an apartment with his girlfriend and his son. And what they did, because the cost of living was so high, they had a 2 bedroom and with 2 baths. They rented the other room and that bathroom out to whoever needed it. So they live close to Disney, so they could rent their room out. So that helped them a little bit with, paying for bills. But I mean, I don't really want to rent out none of my space. So I'm cool here. Let me see. And I'm in Michigan, by the way. Let me see. You make more, but housing is 5 times more, and that's from a former Cali. Oh, okay. See, you already know you're a former Cali nurse. You make it, but can you keep it? Please, geriatric care. It's my mother-in-law. I need to care for her. Um, Carla, LPNs get no credit. Yes, they do. It depends on where you are, because LPNs get credit from me. I've never been an LPN, but I've worked with some LPNs. I actually mentor a couple LPNs, and a lot of the LPNs that I work with, they're working their way up to getting their RN, but they have to, go through the process. But they do get credit. They nurses too. LPNs, LVNs, CNAs, you know, everybody get credit from me if you're doing your job, especially on the channel. If you're doing your job, I'm gonna give you some kudos. If you doing wrong, then come on, I'm gonna say something, and then the audience gonna say something too in the comments. But I'm sad that you feel like that, Carla, that you don't get any credit. Where are you currently working at, or are you an LPN? Or are you inspiring to be an LPN? Well, for the geriatric care, um, hold on. Let me go back. Let me go down. Do you think about giving? Do they think about going back to New York? I'm not 100% sure, Teresa. When I looked at their channel, they were talking about how much they made in New York, and then they were going to California. So I don't remember seeing anything about the California wage. Convert a van. I need to care for my mom-in-law. What can I do? Credentials paper. So what you could do is, what if you want to care for her? Um, so what they have in Michigan, you don't even have to have a certification. It's something called a chore provider. Like, the state will pay a caregiver to, you know, go to the grocery store for the person to cook a meal, to bathe them, to brush their teeth, to wash their clothes, stuff like that. I don't know if you have to necessarily have a certification to do so, but if you want to get some type of training, I would recommend going to get your certified nurse assistant training. I think that if you really do your research, I'm not sure where you live at, but in Michigan, I mean, you can get that in 2 to 3 weeks. You just pay how much ever the course is, and you get that experience. You get your hands-on experience, so you know how to care for somebody. If you're not already in the healthcare area. Let me see. We were techs at a hospital. Okay, so if you're already, oh, you're a tech at the hospital. Carla, are you current? Oh, you're a tech now, or are you going to LPN school? Tell me, let me know, Carla, because you mentioned LPNs get no credit. And in the hospital setting, they're starting to bring LPNs back in the hospital. For a long time, LPNs were out of the hospital and they only worked in nursing homes. So let me know um, more detail about what I asked you. Let's see. The best nurses start as CNAs and they work their way up. Sherry, you ain't lying, because you know what to do from the bottom of taking care of the patient, you know, and not even saying the bottom. That's not even the bottom. What you can, when you see a nurse that helps her CNA or her PCT, you know that they have a background in healthcare beyond just being a nurse, because it's a team effort. They probably was used to already cleaning up a patient, doing things, helping the patient, feeding the patient, getting vitals and stuff like that. And then when they become an RN, they're already used to it. It's muscle memory. So they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll get this patient, you get that patient, and then we can team up and help clean up this person. You can kind of tell already when a nurse has been a CNA or a PCT prior to being an RN or an LPN. You can already tell it, because you are a team, and you don't forget that, because you started there, and now just because you leveled up don't mean that you shouldn't do it. You can still help somebody that's with you, because when you help your CNAs or your PCTs, they are going to be willing to help you more than to try to hide somewhere and, you know, not take care of anybody, because they do hide when you don't help them. They'll avoid you. Okay. Uh-oh, somebody's message got retracted. I'm not sure what it was, but let me get back to these comments because I'm missing some of them. You in Arkansas, training, anything I need care for. Okay, so definitely look into being a nursing assistant. Get training for a nursing assistant, CNA, certified nursing assistant. That is the quickest training that you can get so that you can help your loved one. That's the quickest training that you can get. Do a Google search and say CNA training in Arkansas, or whatever your city is. CNA training in so and so city, Arkansas. Look that up. Call them and say, when is your next class? Do you have any type of scholarships for me to pay? Most CNAs are inexpensive. CNAs schools are inexpensive, but they may have funding if you don't have the money for it. But they're the least expensive and the quickest training that you can get to help your mother-in-law. Okay. Let's see. I also been in a school system. Okay. Not necessarily, Sherry. I was not a CNA. Okay. Some of the best, I will say. Some of the best. But I started off as a phlebotomist. I did the CNA patient care tech for a few months, but just going from that into nursing, you just got to remember, look, I'm helping. You need to help your nurse. When you're a nurse, you need to help your CNA. It's a team. Okay. Let me go back. Oh my God, I love your videos. Any tip on becoming a dialysis nurse? Hall. What is this? Athena Hall? You asked the right one, because I was a nurse supervisor for a dialysis clinic. So, if you want to become a dialysis nurse, this is what you do. Apply for it. A lot of places do hands-on job training. You don't necessarily have to be a dialysis nurse beforehand to get a dialysis nurse role. If you work for a Fresenius, a DaVita, it's other dialysis places that are different names, but those are the two major ones. They hire you and they train you. Some places they make you sign a contract because they give you this good on job training, and people leave after that, and they'll make you sign a contract for 2 years so you can't go. So be conscious of those too, because anybody that is a nurse can apply to be a dialysis nurse. Yes. And once you get that specialty, you'll always have it. You'll always have that specialty knowledge under your belt. Hopefully that was helpful, Athena. Okay, the best nurses listen to and care for their patients instead of worrying about pay. You know what? The best nurses do listen to their patients and they care for them. They listen to their doctor, they listen to their patient, and they listen to their other coworker that's helping them. I'm gonna say teamwork makes the dream work until the cows come home, because good nurses listen, because sometimes your patient is not going to tell the doctor everything when they're in the room. They're going to tell you more. So while you're listening to the patient, you may bring that information to the doctor. Hey, the patient said last week this happened, and did they tell you that? No, they didn't. So before you order this and do this, maybe think about this. Okay. Facts. CNA to MSN, different mindset to caregiving. Yes. Yep, it is. Mrs. Dio, it is. It is a whole nother, when you get up to having your master's in nursing, it's a few things that you're doing. You're either doing some type of specialty like informatics, you're doing a nurse practitioner, you're doing a education role, you may be doing lecture for nursing students, that upcoming nursing students. Um, there are other roles for masters, but those are the few on the top of my head that I can think of. And it's different. It's different. You're not really doing a lot of bedside manner. You're more so a provider or a teacher, or doing research. You're not really doing that at the bedside when you have your master's. You're not. Even if you're a family nurse practitioner or a mental health nurse practitioner, you are at the bedside talking to the patient, but you're not doing bedside care. You are their provider. So it's different. Absolutely. Okay, let me go back. Looking to take the TEAS exam soon. I plan to get into nursing school by January. What is the best jobs as a new nurse? Is home all right? I do home care now. So, is it Aisha Freedom? So, you get into nursing school, you're doing home care now. If you like home care, stick with home care. The best job to do as a new nurse could be any job that you desire. It is a lot of roles that need nurses. So when you pass boards and you take you go to school, you pass boards and you ready to work, guarantee whatever job you apply for, you're going to get some phone calls. And you're already working in home care, so you already have some type of bedside manner, or look, home side manner. You know how to do patient care. So if you want to stay into home care, you can. You can just, upgrade where you are currently into the nursing role. When you are thinking about going somewhere in a hospital and you're not really sure, when you're in nursing school, take a look at the clinicals that you're doing, the med surge, the OR rotation that you get. I think we had a dialysis city, and it wasn't really a rotation. The psych rotation, the labor and delivery, the pediatrics. You're going to go through different rotations. So you may think that you want to be in home care, and then you go to nursing school and then you get done with it and you may end up wanting to do pediatrics. You just have to go with how you're feeling when you're going through that process, and then go from there. But any job is good for a new grad, because you're a moldable mind, so they can mold you to that field of the specialty that you're applying for. So any job is good. It just depends on what you want to do. Okay, let's go back to the comments. Girl, I have no help. I need to care for her. I'm it. It's all me. Okay, so if you have no help and you want training, hopefully you're listening to what I'm saying about going into getting your certified nursing assistant certification. If you just want to have some training, um, I think that's the quickest that you could do. If you don't need to get training for that, if you want to take some classes, that's something that you kind of got to do a search for. But if you want to get hands-on training of what to do, Google certified nurse assistant courses. I'm telling you, if you were in Michigan, I know a lady that teaches classes of um, CNAs, and she's taking them from right out of high school. So yeah, it costs money. It's not free, but that is probably the quickest way you can get some training to help your mother-in-law. Hopefully that's helpful. I don't know any more other than that, unless her insurance can pay for like a private duty nurse to come and help, because insurance can pay for this stuff too. You just have to call her insurance to see what is her benefits when it comes to that, because you can have a home care nurse come out or a home care aide to come out to help for certain things, and then you can also be there to help on the other things that they can't do. So call her. I'm sure she has insurance. Do that as well. Call and see, hey, what are the benefits for her, or have her to call if she's able. If not, say I'm calling on behalf of my mother-in-law, and be there with her just in case they need to have some information from her, and say, hey, I'm trying to get someone out here to help her. What benefits does this insurance have so that she can get the help that she needs? Okay, let me go to the comments. Hopefully I'm giving some good knowledge to y'all. Let me see. Work for a spine center / hospital, but as an LPN, we were underdogs. Less money, less respect. You know what? It's unfortunate that it's like that. You know, I hear complaints about LPNs are not respected. I hear complaints about CNAs are not respected. I hear complaints about RNs are not respected. NPs are not respected. There's always going to be somebody that's going to be underneath you and above you. Even the doctors. I have not heard a doctor say they're not respected. I've heard doctors say, I've been overworked. This is BS. If I'm fed up, I'll leave. I've heard that. Currently, I've worked with doctors that say that. But it's always somebody that's going to be above them, because who's above them? Their chief, or the CEO, or it's going to be always somebody above. So go where you are. Go where you are. How can I say this? Um, Go where you think that you are desired, that you are given the worth that you need, and don't worry about your title. If you're not comfortable with being an LPN and you want to level up and be an RN, go back to school and do that. But you are important at what you do now, and what you do in the future, and what you've already done in the past. Don't let your title and people's misconception of what you are and how great you are depict you from moving forward, because you're LPN and you were underdog in the past, less money in the past. Because I know a LPN, a couple of LPNs, but one in particular, CJ, the high value nurse. He's an LPN and he make bank. Him and his girlfriend, if they not married or engaged, they go on cruises all the time. He picks up shifts. He works PRN. He does travel assignments. So it's money out there for LPNs, 100%. So don't let somebody else's feelings of what you think they're doing for you as an LPN depict you from being great, because you are. All right, let me get to these comments. Okay, Kendra can do a video or talk about work-life balance with kids, working nights. Most people I see on YouTube don't have kids. I do. My oldest one is right in the kitchen right now, and my youngest one is taking a nap. That's why I'm on this live. Work-life balance. I can think about doing that. But working nights, see, that's hard though because I don't work nights. I haven't worked nights since I was a new nurse. So, back then you had to start nights in order to even get into the nursing role. Now you can work day shift, as a new grad, and it's no big deal. But it's different because with kids and you work nights, you need to have, and this is just a little quick one for you, you need to have family that can help. Whether it's the kid's father, whether it's your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your aunt, the kids, their families, the kids' dad's family. Because for mine, when I was in nursing school, I had my mother to help me when I was working on nights, not midnights, but when I did afternoons, my mom would watch my kids. On my clinical days, my kid's father, his people, his dad and his stepmom watched the girls during the day. Took them to school, let them spend the night because they had their niece is their same age, so they had somebody to play with. Took them. I mean, they would spend a night a few days a week. I would get them in the morning. So when I got off of work, I would go home, go to sleep. I would get up, get them in the morning, take them to school, go to school, and do it all over again. It is a process. So when you are working nights, when I became a nurse, I got married. So my husband was in the home, and you got to have somebody there to help. It's hard. And the household, I worked nights. He flipped and went days because he used to do nights before me. So it was a balance that you got to have. It's hard, but it was some days where we would be passing by on the phone like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow because I'm going to work. And, it has to be a balance, and you got to have help. I don't know if that's the case for you, if you have help or you don't, Kendra, but it's difficult. Okay, some long-term facilities have CNA classes with internships to work immediately following. Miss Dio. Okay, so I think what the young lady was asking, Jade, I think what she was asking was she needed to get some type of paperwork so that she could help her mother-in-law. I don't know if she's trying to work at a facility, but she's just trying to get certified so that it shows that she could help her mother-in-law. I think that's what she was trying to get. If not, let me know. Okay, Athena. Davita offered me a job as a tech and said they could pay for my nursing degree if I work for them for 2 years. Of course, Davita is going to want to keep you. Athena, are you in nursing school right now? Are you a nurse? Tell me a little bit about you. Because if they're trying to if they're trying to offer you a job as a tech, tell me what are you currently doing? Because I know you mentioned to being a dialysis nurse. A dialysis nurse is easy to get into, but depending on your staff there, and I'm saying it from a manager's perspective, depending on your staff there, you can work as a tech and a nurse because it's call-ins, and this was before the pandemic. It's call-ins, and as a dialysis nurse, you are just doing your assessment on your patient. You're listening to lungs, fluid in the lungs, checking for swelling, edema, in the feet, the arms. You're just looking all over your patient, and you're going to kind of really learn your patients because you're going to see them 3 times a week. You're going to know them like family because you're going to see them multiple times a week. So if you're short-staffed, you're going to be the tech and the nurse. So you're going to be putting the needles in the patients, and you're putting them on the machine, and you're doing their assessments, and you're giving them their medications. It sounds like it's a lot. But actually it's easier than the bedside, because you may have a pod of 4 people that you're putting them on the machine, but you have a tech that's there. You may have to put them on and medicate your side of the dialysis center depending on if they're short that day. But in a perfect world, you may have to medicate 10 patients per shift. So first shift, second shift, third shift, you may have to medicate 30 people. But it's easy stuff. It's stuff that goes in the machine, and the smallest thing that you'll give them is Tylenol. You may give them iron once a week. You may give them Aranesp based on their levels, and you give that to them every day. It was one other medication that you give, and I forgot. But heparin is always going to be there when you putting the needles in and stuff like that. But dialysis is not bad. If you're fully staffed, it's a cakewalk for nurses. If you're not, you out here, and patients are going to be, they going to look at you and be really, give you the side eye, like, you know what you're doing? Because they know you're new. They come every other day. They know you're new. So everybody is not willing to let you poke them with a big needle in their dialysis access and get them on the machine. That's their lifeline. So you will get a little bit of people giving you the side eye, like, I don't know about her. And somebody may have to put your needles in, but you hooking them up to the machine. So I'm not sure if you wrote already what you're currently doing, but dialysis could be easier than the bedside. Okay. Let me look at these comments. People forget that nursing is a back-breaking job. Yes, it is. And that is why I'm not bedside anymore. Because I injured myself when I was pregnant with my last child, and I got taken off of work. Delivered my baby, and I said, you know what? I'm not doing bedside anymore, because I'm not pushing, pulling, or tugging a sedated patient that is already 300 pounds, and now they're sedated, so that makes them heavier because they can't help move themselves. No. No more bedside for me. Okay, but I have to work 12-hour shifts and holidays. Oh, Athena, why is it 12-hour shifts? It should be 10s. If it's 12-hour shifts, maybe there is a bigger clinic and they're opening up their clinic a lot earlier, because the clinic that I ran, our techs would come in at 3:45 or 4 o'clock in the morning to set up. Our first patient would be at 5 o'clock. And I think our nurses would come in at 4:45. So when you're a tech, though, because I'm not sure if you're a nurse already, but if you're a tech, you're setting up the machines, you're coming in there early, unless you're a part of the closing shift. Our closing shift will come in at 9:30, and they would leave at maybe 8 o'clock. And everybody did 4 10s. I don't know why you're doing 12s unless they have multiple, like first shift, second shift, third shift, fourth shift. I don't know. New surgeons in PS, cosmetic injector makes money. I know cosmetic injectors make some coin. I definitely know that. Okay. You're such a good listener. You would be a great therapist or a life mentor. Oh, thank you. Okay, here. Nice video. To the person who asked where to begin. As a new grad, I always tell people med surg for 1 year. That's where you cut your teeth. As a formal ED nurse, you will be so frustrated. So that's what they're going to tell her in school too. You have about, well, for me, I have 4 med surg rotations, 4 clinicals for med surg, and I didn't want to do med surg. I wanted to go straight into ED. And just coming from me, that critical care of ED, ICU, that critical care experience helped me get into better jobs because I have that background of critical care trauma. So if something, and that background helped me to get into a supervisory role. So if something was going on, if it was a cold or if it was a panic, I wasn't the one running the other way. I was used to running to it because I'm used to it because of my ED background. So, you know, I tell people to go with what they feel comfortable with. The teachers always say med surg because you get a lot of stuff there. I did the ER because you get a lot of stuff there, but you get a lot of it, and you're the front line before they can even get up to med surg, before they can get to pediatrics, before they can get to other floors. The ED see it all, but that's all depending on what you decide to do, what you want to do. Because you could go and do med surg and hate it and quit and then go somewhere else. You don't want to do that. You want to go where you want to go. Frustrating to work with new grads with zero med surg experience. They struggle with the basics after a year in med surg, then branch out, please. I am in a car, so I have to leave the live, but thanks. Okay. Thank you for helping others. So it all depends on you, because I learned a lot in the ED. A lot. Because a lot of patients do not have a primary care. And what do? They come to the ER to get checked out. I mean, you see everything from the simplest thing as a pregnancy test that they could get from the Dollar Tree because they think ours is better, all the way up to a GI bleed, a cardiac arrest, a gunshot wound, somebody delivering a baby. You know, you see all of it in the ER depending on what trauma level that you work in. Because like I said before, I worked in 2 ERs, so I seen a lot. And I wasn't interested in med surg. Get your foundation wherever you decide. If you want to go to med surg, please do. That just wasn't my case. Okay, thank you. I feel like I could do this now. It's gonna be all right. I just needed guidance. Yes, it is gonna be all right, Jay. You got this. You got this. And keep us posted too. Okay. Such a wonderful, kind woman. God bless you. Thank you so much. I try. I try my best. Mother-in-law is at home. I'm with her. She needs help. Okay. So yeah, you could do that. Do a CNA class. You got it. And then she's at home and you're with her. Call that insurance company and say, hey, what's the benefits of getting a home care aide here while you're working on getting your credential to help her? Call them up and say, what benefits do we have? What can we get for her? Because it is something there, 100%. Rachel. Do the person working nights make sure, yes, make sure you get your sleep. People tend to think you need a nap, but you need sleep. You work nights for 45 years, bless your heart. That does a toll on your body. You make a little bit more, but it does a toll on your body. And you, on your days that you're off, it's like sometimes you can't even sleep. Or you want to sleep in the middle of the night because you're used to being up. I've been there. I like sleeping at night though. I may look tired on some videos, but I get some sleep. But yeah, sleep is 100% important. Whether you work days, midnights, afternoons, because your body needs to rejuvenate itself. Your body is healing itself when you're sleeping. You can't function if you just taking naps here and there. You're going to doze off while you're driving and injure yourself and someone else. So definitely get that sleep. I'm sure it's a pleasure working under you. You know what? I try my best. The people that I work with, I'm a good team player. Even the little snooty ones, I still look out for them. I try my best. But thank you so much for that. Okay. Thank you, Savvy. It's a big long job I got. Blessings on you to take the time. Good God, hallelujah. You're welcome. It's incredible to see RNs strive in the ED. I've witnessed it. It's inspiring. Yeah, I love the ED. That so much that I went back and got a per diem job because I missed when you're working like clinic and you're working in case management. You kind of sometimes, not all the time, you miss that bedside patient touch. So I didn't do a lot of pushing, pulling, and tugging, but I was it was just like second nature to get back in there and talk to my patients, pop an IV line in, get labs, give medication, precept a little bit. It was like second nature because I did it already for a while ago. It was easy to go back into it, but I don't want to continue to let that be my full-time gig. No, it had to be per diem. That was the only way. Okay. I am in the OR. It feels like I need to change, but unsure. I've done my research, but nothing yet. I'm tired and want work-life balance. So, Rox, what do you want to do per se? Do you want to switch specialties? Do you want to get away from the bedside? Do you want to go back to school and be a provider? Tell me what you want to do. Okay, I heard that blackout curtains are great for those who need to sleep during the day. They are. I got blackout curtains in my living room, in my bedroom, in my family room. Because it takes the sun out. And they're inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon. Inexpensive. Okay. I know I like to talk to y'all about everything. Hopefully I've answered everybody's comments. L Dog, go somewhere with your comment. You just want somebody to say something about you, and that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, the sleep aspect is real. I work 11 to 11, and more often than not, I get 3 to 5 hours of sleep. It's called revenge sleep, procrastination, where the person feels like they don't have enough free time. Yeah, it's true, because when you work nights, you're like, okay, if you have an appointment in the morning, you taking a nap and you getting up and going to the appointment. If you have to take care of some business, pay some bills, you are, I think that was my little one, you are literally like going home, going to sleep. But what I will tell you, when I did do nights after my kids was in school, I did go to sleep. Hey, Puddin' Pie. What you can do is you can go in mommy's room and watch TV while I'm on my live. You want to say hello first? But you can't stay on for a long time. See? Look.
Hi.
Right there.
Hi.
So wait. Say hello.
Hello.
Say thanks for watching the channel.
Say thanks.
No, you say thanks for watching the channel, sleepy face.
Thanks for watching the channel. Bye.
Yep.
Mommy?
Yeah.
I want some glittery pins to color the princess.
Okay, I heard you about the glittery pens. See, people are saying hello and hi. Okay, go in my room.
I don't want glittery pins.
We have to go to the store for glittery pens,
Please.
I'm busy. I can't get glittery pens right now, but go in my room if you want to watch TV. And you can get a pudding if you want.
But can we go after?
I don't know.
Go after live?
You want a snack?
Yeah.
Okay, get a snack. And get your water.
Okay.
Okay. Taylor, how did I'm skipping somebody. Wonder if Medicare would pay for Shore Care. Oh, the Shore Care provider? I don't know. You can always call and ask. But I know the state, it had to be, I'm trying to think, how was my grandmother's paid? Because she had Medicare, and she also had state insurance, and somebody paid for it. So I would do my research. I would just call the company and say, hey, do you cover private duty or Shore providers? And just see what they say. The worst thing they can say is no. And calling them is way better than Google searching, because you getting it from the mouth of them. Okay. How do you get into case management? Can an LPN get this position? Yes, you sure can. You just apply for it. But before applying, make sure you have some. How long have you been Taylor, how long have you been a nurse? Most case management roles want you to be a nurse for 3 to 5 years. But it may have changed since I've already been in it. And, everybody needs somebody to get in. They may want you to have just a couple of years of nurse judgment, but it used to just be 5 years, and then they dropped it to 3 to 5 years. So let me know how long you've been an LPN, Taylor. I believe there are some LPN roles for case management. I haven't seen a lot of them. I don't really look for them, to be honest, because I'm an RN, but I've heard of some people that work in case management as an LPN. I believe they might work for insurance companies, like working from home. So do your research on that one. Okay, I want something that would take me away from constant interaction. Something for introverts. I don't think I belong in administration. Like I said, I'm still searching. So Rox, if you don't want to be constantly interacting with someone, would you like to do like a work from home position? Would you like to do something like a research nurse? Would you like to go back to school, maybe do some informatics? You know, they do a lot of research. Would you like to do um I don't know. If you just don't want to interact, you might need to do a work from home, but sometimes, okay, I'm going to tell you one. Clinical nurse review. Clinical nurse reviewer. So these people are reviewing charts for insurance companies, and they're not necessarily on the phone with patients. They're just looking at the computer. Most of them are work from home jobs. That might be for you. Do your research though, and let me keep me posted, Rocks. Okay. Hello, sweetie. She's so cute. Thank you, guys. That's the one that's on that picture with me. That's my youngest. That's the last of the Mohicans. No, not really. But let's see. 5 months experience. Okay, so get some more experience, Taylor, because case management, they want you to have nurse judgment because you are going to be reviewing charts. They're going to want you to have knowledge of what to do next. If you're doing like discharge planning, you need to have your nurse judgment. If you're doing case management and you are calling a caseload of people, what you're doing is you're looking at them as a whole, and you may have to come up with a care plan for them. So since you have been only a LPN for 5 months, you gotta wait a little bit, honey bun. But you got this. Get some time under your belt, then apply for it. You may even want to change it to something else. Okay. You can apply for an insurance company for case management. Oh, see, personal nurse, and I saw one yesterday for LP and okay, see, so you definitely can apply, but I'm sure you probably need more experience as a nurse. But always look, when I am interested in something, I have alerts coming to my phone, whether it's Indeed or Glassdoor, all of these other places. I still got these travel agencies hit me up about certain stuff that I don't even do anymore. Like I haven't been in the ICU since that little one that was on the video was in my stomach. So, and she's 6, so that was 7 years. But continue to do your research and go from there. Do you think it's too late to work at a hospital if you've been in the LTC for 6 years? It is absolutely never too late to work in a hospital. You got 6 years experience for long-term care. You better get yourself in that hospital. Please do. Go ahead and apply. Whatever role you're trying to get into, apply. They will gladly have you. And you will see that it's a huge difference from long-term care and hospital. Hospital is acute care. Okay. These are good questions. I agree, Jay. These are inclined. It's not too late to work in a hospital. You may treat you somewhat as a new Yeah, they may treat you somewhat as a new nurse, but you got experience. You have healthcare experience. I agree. But they'll look at you and say, "Oh, you got a little bit of experience. Come on." They'll gladly have you because this is something new for you working in the hospital. Go ahead and do it. Thanks, I appreciate you. Yep. Yeah, you know what? Um, I did case management after 3 to 4 years experience. Just apply. Yeah. Yep, just apply. They do want you to have some type of nurse knowledge 100%. But before I get some more comments, let me go over why nurses are broke. So, the extra money, they get more stuff. Another car, a bigger house. They on Amazon all day. Um, or or Temu or Shein or Chick Me or all of these other places that, or TikTok Shop, all of these other places that have inexpensive clothes, but you're getting so many of them. The amount that you're spending on these outfits is the same thing that will equate for you going to a local boutique. And there's nothing wrong. All of those places that I shop, that I've mentioned, I've shopped at. I have clothes in my closet in those bags. Yeah, I got the majority of them while I was, travel nursing. I was just buying stuff to buy it. I'm like, okay, some of this stuff I need to donate because I can't even fit this. um, but it is what it is. But yeah, so excessive spending. You're also, people are, when you're a nurse, people are going to want to ask to borrow money, whether it's your parents, your siblings, your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your neighbor. Whoever knows that you're a nurse, they automatically think you a millionaire, and that is not the case. It's not the case. So be comfortable with saying, I can't right now. I'm trying to take care of bills. I'm trying to build my savings. They'll respect that. With the excessive spending, what you need to do with that, if you have a certain amount that you could blow, cut that in half, throw that in the savings. Use that other amount to, you still can spend. We gonna all spend money, but cut whatever that amount is, put it to your savings and say, oh, well, this is my savings. Or if you want to save it for a vacation, cut that down a little bit more, put some more up, and kind of separate. If you need to have multiple savings accounts, separate that money. This is my savings, so I can save up to 6 months. So if something happens, I got money. This is my vacation fund. This is, money saved up for vacation, and go from there. Now, oh, that's right. I can't just hand out. Oh, I can't see it. My heart is in the way. Let me see. I just can't hand out your livelihood. Your saving is always, yeah, it is. Saving is key, because when you get that first check, even though I gave you that scenario of $500 before nursing and $2,000 while you're a nurse, look at those taxes, baby. You can gross 4,000. You think you're gonna take home 4,000? You think you're gonna take home 3,000? No, honey, you taking home 2,000 and whatever. You taking 2,000 plus home. They gonna tax you, but remember, you ain't used to having that much money no way. So whatever the extra is, get into the habit of, this was what's left over. This is extra. Slice that up. Take half of that. Throw it in the savings. Don't even look at it. You got this other half that you could get whatever with. Now remember, this is after bills is paid, after you got food in the house, after gas is in the car, right? This is not a part of, okay, this is my shopping money, grocery money. No, your necessities, that's taken care of. What's after that? Take half of that, throw it away in the savings, out of sight, out of mind. People definitely, when you get more money, you spend more money. And the people that have the ability to give you things, to the car dealers, the realtors, they gonna take your money, yeah, because they get commission off of that. Yeah, they gonna take it. Absolutely. They gonna put a bow right on it. And if it falls through the crack and you lose some stuff, that's on you, not them. They're not gonna care nothing, no less. They're not gonna give less than, you know what, if you lose it, because they got they cut from you when you decided that you wanted to get a new home, or that you wanted to upgrade from your apartment into a condo and you can't afford it anymore, and you got all of this lavish stuff because you got extra money, but you have 2 cents in your savings, or don't even have a savings account. You got to have some stash money. Come on. So what else? So the excessive spending is the 100%. You living above your means, meaning like the young lady, I think it's starting to trend again. She was crying because she only had like $200 left after paying bills, after getting groceries. And then I did some digging, and this girl is a new grad, and she got the newest truck, and her husband got the newest Silverado. She had a Range Rover, and the husband has kids outside of their marriage, and he's paying child support. So she's pretty much like the breadwinner, and they out here living way beyond their means. And she's showing a video of their little ranch that they have, and she crying and wants sympathy. And I believe she even hit the news because she wants people to feel bad for her, but she ain't even telling her truth. Turn that Range Rover in, turn that Silverado in, that's brand new. You don't need that. Get you something used, save some money, get an extra job or pick up overtime and go from there. It's people that literally have $50 after paying bills, and she crying over $200. Come on now. Let me get off the soapbox again. Let me get it off of it. I'm sorry, y'all. Just don't do that. It's people out here that don't even have nurse money, that's struggling, okay, to get money to make ends meet, and she crying because she got $200 left. Where her savings at? What's she doing with her savings? You put up half of that? Nope, she probably blew it because everything in her house costs money. She got everything, but you crying because you only got $200. What you doing with that $200? You putting it in your savings? Are you going to Starbucks with it? Are you ordering food out with it? So many questions. I'll never know. But don't go out here crying, trying to get sympathy, and you not telling you got a brand new car. Your husband got a brand new car. No. Anyway, Tommy, Texas nurse here. Texas are unbelievable. They are. They absolutely are. I was telling a coworker, like from, a check of mine. I think it was like maybe $1,500 taxed. I was like, y'all complaining about y'all little tax. Y'all, the amount that was taxed could be somebody's paycheck that came out of mine. I'm like, wow, you know what? I'm not going to go exempt because I need to make sure that I'm filing and I'm not on the IRS and all of that stuff. And it's like, I'm trying to be right. I'm trying to, I got this permanent role because my husband and I are trying to get some things, and I'll tell you about it in the future, but I'm not trying to put it out there yet. So I got this permanent role, but I'm itching to go back to travel. But I'm trying to, I got to complete this thing first before I can get back in there because I need to be at a permanent spot. But anyway, it's money out there. And if you broke and you have a lot of bills and you don't know what to do, of course, pay your bills. If you need to pick up some overtime, do the overtime so that you can tackle down on some of that debt. It's no way that you should have credit card debt and you swiping credit cards and you not paying the credit cards down with the cash you got in your account. Using the cash in your account to order something on Amazon. And I love Amazon now. I got Amazon affiliates. I get coin for sending people stuff and they buy it. But if you can't afford that, what you spending for? If you buying clothes from these websites and you ain't even going nowhere, I'm gonna get this vacation clothes. You ain't got no vacation money. Why are you spending money on that? Put that money in the savings. Make it make sense. Of course, when you become a nurse for so long, then your student loan debt starts to knock on your door. Hey, you need to pay me. What's up? So that factors in as well. Right now, it's a bit of a hold for now, and they have a lot of there are a list of schools that was floating on social media, where you can if you went to any of these schools, you can apply to get that tuition removed. And one of the schools that I went to was Chamberlain. It's on that list. So I was like, ooh, let me see if I could get that. When I got my bachelor's, let me see if I could get that up off of there. So, um, I'm going to say save until you can't save no more, which you never cannot save anymore unless you don't have an income. Let me see. I want a house here. Is this Houston, Texas? I'm thinking that's the abbreviation. Um, yeah, property taxes is a factor decline where I want to buy in a few years. Yeah. And with the interest rate, I check the interest rate. I'm subscribed to a what is it called? The Minority Mindset. Jaspreet. He is actually from Michigan. And he has a newsletter. So I get his daily newsletter. It's free. And he sends like where's the updated stocks, what's the interest rates on homes, and I'm always looking at that because when my two oldest daughters go off to college and then they eventually get their apartment together, because I have a nest egg saved up for them so that when they get their apartment, I got a few months that I could just pay for them because I saved it for them. Not all parents can do that or will do that, but I am because it's hard out there. So while doing that, we gonna downsize it because it's just my husband, myself, and the little one. So we don't need all of this space. We gonna sell this, pay the remainder of the mortgage off, use the additional to get another home. So I'm always looking at interest rates because the interest rate on this home was 3% when we got it 5 years ago. Now the interest rate is toggling between low sixes and high sevens. So always you got to educate yourself when you're trying to make a move, and you got to do your research in advance. Okay, so let me see. What was another reason why nurses are broke? It's pretty much summing up to you're not budgeting. When I say budget, and I say this to my coworkers that eat out for lunch all the time. Yeah, 3%. That was 5 years ago. 3%. Um, I said, do a cost analysis. See how much money you spend a week on ordering food out. They afraid to do it. I said, do a cost analysis. So if you spending $20 today, you spend $10 tomorrow. Let's just say you spend $50, $60 a week. And that's if you work 5 days a week. That's not including going to Starbucks to get a drink, going to the store that's downstairs to get snacks. So let's say you spend $70 to $80 when you could have went, got groceries, packaged your lunch. You still could get maybe a drink or a snack or something like that, but guaranteed you gonna be only spending maybe $25, $30 max, then to be spending $80. That's $50 that you could save. People are afraid to budget because they got so much money. They gonna always have the money. You never know when. Yes, bring your own snack. I bring my lunch every day. And I intermittent fast, so I don't eat breakfast. I literally have yogurt, granola, fruit, popcorn, maybe I'll get some cherries depending on the season, strawberries, blueberries to go on my yogurt. And then I might have something like patients bring in like donuts and bagels, and I'm like, I try to stay away from them, but if I do eat that, I'll eat it after my yogurt and all of that stuff because I'm human. I'm gonna eat some of that sweet stuff too. But having that, I'm saving so much money from going and ordering this and ordering that. And then on some Fridays, they'll order out and I may order something or split something with somebody because I don't eat a lot for lunch. Bulk of my meals is for dinner. And that's just me. And that's what keeps me happy because it works for me. But they're afraid to budget. Save that money for going out to eat every day. Save that up. People spend hundreds a week and they just like, oh, it's in the account, so let me just swipe this card, let me get this, let me buy this, let me order this, let me do this, let me do that. No. You cutting costs right there by not even ordering food every day, by bringing it. Bring some leftovers or make something to bring to lunch. Another thing is, instead of upgrading a new home, a new car, and you can't afford it, save up for a down payment to put on a home so that when you get your mortgage, it don't cost an arm and a leg. Because every year, and I tell this to people that get a home and never got a home, every year your mortgage is going to increase. Every year. I've been in this home 5 years. Every year it went up. So if you got a mortgage and it's at the max of what you can spend and you have no wiggle room, that's not what you need to do. You need to sell that home if you can't afford it. But that's up to you. So, the budgeting with the eating out, the spending, ordering, the Amazon cart need to be emptied out. You getting vacation clothes and ain't going on vacation for months. No. What you spending $200-$300 on vacation clothes and you don't even know where you going yet. You don't even know if your body gonna still look like that. You don't know if you gonna gain weight or lose weight. Why are you spending all this money? That $300 could have went in your savings for a vacation. You could have put that in your vacation fund. I'm just saying. I mean, let's see. You are so right. Budget. When you are working the floor, you will see so many nurses going to the vending machines. Yes, every night they want to. Yes, they do. Vending machines, or if it's the cafeteria is open, they want the cafeteria. Then they gonna want some snacks after that. Of course, we moving around and you know, not everybody does 10,000 steps to burn all of that. But you know, sometimes people just want to snack on something or drink on something while they at work, and it happens. And as they buying all of this stuff, I mean, it's adding up. It's adding up quick until they realize how much they spent. And they look at their account and say, dang, I spent $150 on food and beverages? No. So if y'all doing that, do a cost analysis, see how much you spending. And that amount of that you spending, what you need to do is, if you can't stop it all the way, cut it in half. Put that money up. Save that. Okay. I'm trying to get all of it out because I'm getting comments too. But the budgeting, stop excessively spending your extra money, because you're going to have some extra money. When you have the extra money, what are you doing with it? Oh, I got extra money, so I'm going to go and buy this. Or I'm going to go and get me some braids, which I used to always have braids because I do my own hair. I can crochet. I can do my own little natural styles. But I told myself this year that I won't put any braids in my hair because I'm trying to let my scalp breathe. But I love braids. It's convenient. But it's expensive. When you go and get those individual braids or the knotless or the boho braids, all of that stuff costs. So stretch your braids a little longer if you get braids. Instead of getting them out in 3 weeks, your new growth ain't even all the way grown out. Keep them braids in for an extra couple of weeks. Save some money. You know, let your scalp breathe. Take them out and enjoy the warm weather in your scalp. um, but yeah, so budgeting, the overspending, the shopping for stuff that you ain't even going to attend yet. Um, People asking to borrow money. Say no, I don't have it right now. I'm saving. You don't need to upgrade your car because you're getting more money. Because when you upgrade that car, you're gonna get that upgraded insurance. And hush, Winston, that's my dog. And you think you just paying an extra $300-400 for a car note, but then depending on where you are, that insurance is something else. In Michigan, that insurance is something else. So then you got somebody's rent on wheels that you paying, and you ain't even think about that. So that pretty much sums up the gist of why nurses are broke, because they spend too much and they live beyond their means, and they need to cut stuff down, but they don't want to look as if, oh, I need to have the best, and I don't want to live in this area, or I don't want to drive this car. Now myself, I do drive a new vehicle. I lease it. I have family that works, that's a manager that gave me his discount, and I'm paying less than my first lease that I had, but I can afford it. It's a difference when you can drive and afford a car and the insurance and your home, and it's a difference when you cannot afford what you're driving. It's either you paying this bill and you don't eat. You should never have to do that. And if you are doing that right now, pick up a per diem job. Stack, and what you do with that per diem money, this is the thing. We can pick up overtime, we can pick up a per diem job, but what you do with that extra money is you put it in your savings. You don't want to get this extra money and you blowing it. What's the purpose of you having this per diem job if you can't stack this money? If you want to get something, you want to stack some money, and your job doesn't allow you to get overtime, you get a per diem job, a 1099 job. You do that job on your downtime. And when you get those checks, you should have them go directly to your savings account. Don't even look at them. Let them go directly to your savings account. A direct deposit to your savings account. And when it's an emergency that happens, you can look and say, oh, I got thousands in there, because you haven't touched it. So your regular 9 to 5 can pay for your bills, your groceries, your lifestyle. But that per diem, if you're not getting enough from your 9 to 5, that per diem will be your savings. Until you can knock down enough debt to where you don't need the per diem anymore. Because the per diem can be savings, and it can help you catch up on bills depending on how much is you getting paid. So if the per diem is giving you an extra $2,000-3,000 a month, then cut half of that down. Put $1,500 in the savings and put $1,500 towards bills. Especially if you have credit card debt, you need to knock that debt down, because the interest rate is going to chew you up. You're going to be paying for that credit card bill for years. And we need credit if we need to get homes, cars. Some jobs even run your credit. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Let me catch up with these. And hopefully everybody that's watching are subscribed and gave your girl a like for this video. I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all listening to me run my mouth. Hold on while I look at these comments. Let me drink some water. Okay, let me get to it. Care Plus Own Life Improvement. You'll help yourself and others. Exactly. It's your health and others' health. A balance. I also don't link my badge with payroll. That's a good one, because people will be swiping like it's a credit card, and then you look at your check and be like, what is this? Yeah, all that swiping you did when the stores came to the hospitals, or you linked to the store or the cafeteria and you ordering all this because you see it's a card and it's money eventually there, and you look at your check and be like, where the rest of my money at? Oh, well, you spent it already and the hospital want their money back. So that's smart. Um, Let me see. Yep, exactly what I just finished what you just said. Yep. Okay. You got to balance here. They spend on material things. They absolutely do. And it's okay to be on materialistic things if you can afford it and you have savings. But if you spending your remaining money on that, what happens when you need a tire for your car? What happens when your windshield gets cracked and you need to replace that? What happens when an emergency happens, or an unexpected bill comes, or an unexpected thing happens and you need to pay for it? Something happens in your house and you need to pay for it. What you gonna do? You ain't about to turn in the materialistic things to get your money back. You probably didn't already wore it. Okay, how is your mortgage increasing every year? Did you not get a fixed rate loan, Ruben? Your mortgage increases. Okay, so when I got this home, I only put down a certain percentage. It wasn't 20%. So, you have the taxes that's looped into the mortgage as well as what the mortgage is. So, where I live, the taxes increase every year. So, if I started paying, and I wasn't paying this, let's say I started paying $1,000 a month for this 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath home, 2,000, 2,300 square feet. Okay, so I'm paying $1,000 hypothetically because I did not. And when my city taxes increased the following year, I was paying 1,100. So it didn't increase a lot, but it will increase. So I'm just saying that I tell people that it will increase because taxes, the city taxes, unless you paying the city taxes out of your pocket, they will increase. They will. So I don't care if it's $50, $100, $75. The mortgage will increase. And whether you have a fixed loan, because I 3%, it didn't go up anymore. Um, Taxes, it was a factor. So yes, your mortgage will increase. It's rare. Out of the 5 years I've been here, and this has been my first home with a mortgage, my mortgage has never decreased. I'm gonna tell you that. Never. It's always increased. Okay. If I was a nurse, I would be saving money on for a house. Yes. Yes, that is important because, and you want to get a house like my next home, I will be getting with 20% down. I think I did the minimal down for this one. And you know, now now that I know what I'm doing, I'll definitely have a certain amount before I put it on a home so that my mortgage will be better. But then I have to look out for the taxes. So you still got to save, because if you're not putting the taxes into your mortgage rate, when you get that bill in the mail, you're going to have so many months to pay your winter and your summer taxes. So I'm already have some money saved up to pay for that too, because I got to be smart with it. Just because you get another home and your rate is lower don't mean that other stuff ain't going to pop up, because it will. Okay. Um, I did that once. I saw how much I spent on lunch, and I didn't even enjoy that. Changed it for me. Yeah, because I used to buy food all the time, and I saw how much I was spending. I was like, oh no, not doing that. Okay. Hello. All right, and let me go back. I'm missing some. I'm missing some comments. Um, Yes, ma'am. I thought you were going upstairs.
No, but I still want the glittery pens at the store.
Well, you have to wait, Pudding Pie.
Can
Did
go
you get your did you
go-
get your snack?
Yes.
Okay, did you go in my room to watch TV?
Yes, but
Go back up there until I'm done.
mommy, after
Go back up there until I'm done. You trying to get me to do something while I'm on this live, and I'm not right now.
Repent. I want.
We have to find it first. I don't know where to go. So go back upstairs.
It's on Amazon.
It's even my child talking about Amazon. Go upstairs. We'll look for it later. Because, you know, even though it's on Amazon, it won't come the same day.
But I can't go with my princess.
Yes, you can. You got crayons. You got colored pencils. You got markers.
No, I want pens.
Oh, you want a glittery pen. So picky.
No, I want glittery pink, glittery
Okay.
green,
We'll talk about it later. Let me finish this, okay?
and glittery brown and glittery purple.
And glittery everything and glittery, because you're a glittery princess, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I need 5 glittery things.
Okay, let me finish this pudding.
And then we could go.
Bye-bye. Go upstairs. You just trying to get me to do something. They start off so young trying to persuade you to do stuff. This girl ain't number 6. Okay, I really love this live. Thank you so much. It's very interesting. Sounds like being in the military. Ruben. Let's talk about subscriptions that are useless. Yes. Now, subscriptions. Now I will say, Netflix is important. Amazon is important to me. Because we do watch Prime and we do order things. Even a little baby even know about Amazon. But when you're paying for like Disney Plus, you're not watching it. You paying for Stars, you're not watching it. You paying for Hulu and you're not watching it. Wait, Hulu charge or is that free? I forgot. My husband has a couple of them. And then I have a couple of them. But we kind of start cutting down some of the streaming apps because we weren't using them. Also, like when you have subscriptions for magazines, like nowadays these magazines are giving them away you're getting them for free. Like they not even charging you anymore. Like why should you have a subscription for these magazines and they're literally with points you getting them for free. So yeah, some of those subscriptions add up, and it don't seem like it's a lot because it's a $10 here, a $5 there, a $15 here. Then you looking at your bills and you're like, I'm spending $100 on this stuff and I'm not even using it on a weekly basis. I'm not using it even throughout the month. So you got to do a cost analysis on your bills now, and what you could do. Don't bring that upstairs.
Please.
Okay, don't throw it down the stairs. Be careful walking up with it. Be careful. No, be careful walking up with it.
I know that I could do this up the stairs.
No, hold it. What you could do. This little child interrupted me. This is why I do my lives when she's taking a nap. So go on up there, Puddin'. Okay. I'm not done yet. I'm going to tell you no in a minute if you keep asking me. But anyway, this girl is literally trying to get me to order her some glittery pens so bad so she can color her princess that she drew on her paper. If y'all got kids like this, comment below. Me too, because this girl is something else. My older ones was not like this. This is a true princess. She thinks that she's a princess. She got to wear dresses all the time. That's why you saw her in a dress. I love that little girl, but she's a bit much. Did I create that monster? Maybe. I'm not even going to doubt it. Okay. What level of nursing degree do you have? How much do you make an hour with that degree? Dang, Ruby, you want to know all my information. So I have my bachelor's currently. I do have some master classes. I was in NP school in the middle of the pandemic and I dropped out because I didn't want to be a clinician at that moment. I'm going to go back to get my master's probably the beginning of next year because my job will be paying for it. And I currently make 6 figures. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I made more as a travel nurse, and uh, this pay cut of me working a permanent job is really, when you used to traveling for 3 years and then you go back to staff, it's like, wow, my pay is cut in half, and then the taxes is taken out so much, and it's a bit much. It's something that I have to it's something that I have to deal with for this time. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna tell you, Ruben. But yeah, I make 6 figures. I have my bachelor's, and I was making way more as a travel nurse. And I'm gonna soon be getting my master's to either do education or something in that role, because I do want to teach the oncoming students. I want to do lecture, and in order to be a lecture RN instructor, you need to have your master's. I even thought about doing online lecture for nursing students and in person. So, yep, I gave you a little bit about what I make, but that's all you're going to get. Okay, so, Aisha, Ruben, I don't think this is really a question we need to ask. I'm interested in going into nursing. If someone has insight into nursing, what's wrong with asking about nursing income? There's nothing wrong with asking about nursing income, but my income is going to be different from your income if you're a new grad. So, we're not going to have the same amount. And my amount that I started off with, if you want to know new grad money, you can say that, but I haven't been a new grad in a little bit. So I believe when I started off as a new grad in the ER working nights, I made $30 an hour. If I didn't work nights, it probably would be maybe $27.50, $28. But I made like $31 if it was the weekend, because you made more money on the weekends, and then nights you already get shift diff. But yeah, $30 an hour. That was my starting. Yep. Currently, I'm not going to, 6 figures. But when I was traveling, I made anywhere between, on my lowest, I would bring home 10,000 a month. That's take home. I will bring that home. My highest, I think, what was it? Let me see. Let me figure it out. Take home, it would be between, I would say between 15,000 to 18,000 a month. Yeah, that was my take home with my bachelor's. Because when you travel, they don't care. They want you to have your nursing degree, LPN, RN, CNAs. They can travel too. They want you to have your nursing certification, years of experience, and they don't care if you associates, bachelor's, or master's, because you can be an associate's degree nurse working as a travel nurse with a master's degree nurse making the same amount. So, I don't know what the starting rate is now, Ruben. If you want to do your research on what new grads make, do a quick little Indeed search or a salary.com search on the starting rate for RNs in your state. You can do that. That may be more beneficial. But I live in Michigan, so I'm not the highest state that's being paid. I'm not the lowest. We're like in the middle. Okay. Also, caring for others is a goal. After that, saving is the utmost. The only thing that got me out of an abusive situation. This is real life. Well, I'm glad you out of that situation, Jade. Let me see. Keep talking, Savvy. Don't stop for anything. Okay. Ooh, I'm missing a whole bunch of comments. Let me keep going. Um. Ruben, scroll through the chat. You get some answers that way as well. Okay. La 23. We don't care. We do you even have $1,500? I don't know what that's going for. La 23. But I would maybe that was talking about the per diem job or saving it. I'm not sure. And it looked like you over here in the comments just talking all type of reckless. So I'm not even gonna respond to no more of that. And hopefully you're not even on the channel no more. But if you want to stroll through and write comments or whatever, you still helping boost my video in the algorithm. So I appreciate that. But I'm not gonna be responding to tomfoolery. Anyway, listen not to them trolls. Exactly. Your mortgage is also affected by taxes and homeowners insurance. Absolutely. Yes, she's a glittery princess. This girl's something else. Your hair is pretty. Thank you. I actually don't look at it too close because I actually need to redo it. But thank you so much. Um, I'm a UK nurse agency, but our hourly rate has been reduced 3 times so far this year. Oh no, that's terrible. When I was NHS nurse sister, I was picking up, I don't know, is that euros? 1,600 euros? Okay. Um, can we get an outfit check? Strike a pose. There's nothing on it. There's nothing to it. No, I'm not doing an outfit check. I got literally jogging pants. I'm comfortable today because my last few lives when I be dressing up wearing my little regular stuff, people be having comments and all of this stuff. And I was like, nope, I'm just gonna put on my love hard, I hit harder shirt and go from there. Um, but yeah, I'm comfortable today. Let's see something that you're. Uh-oh, my comments just went. Oh, let me go back. Something that you're in control that is the most important thing, right? Yep, I'm a 13-year post grad, new grad on ward. I was picking up 21K before taxes. Now before taxes, yeah, I was making 20,000 for sure. But when you travel and it's tax-free stipends and you're beyond a certain range from home, your tax-free money is everything. Um, so yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Okay, Amy, I started as a new grad and I made $10. Okay, Leah. Why in the UK no one wants to get into the profession, especially now now they have to pay their nurses. In the US, do you have a disability assessor roles? I'm sure we do. I'm sure we do. I haven't really looked into that, but I'm sure there is some type of role like that. It may be worded differently, but I'm sure we have it. Is there any additional training in travel nursing? So, are you asking, is it Leah, Taylor? Are you asking if you need like a course to do training? You need a training course to do travel nursing, or are you asking, are you getting training while on a travel assignment? Okay. Um, I'm a phlebotomist in California, so I'm hoping the pay is good. The pay for what, Danielle? Are you talking about the phlebotomy pay? And I think the pay is probably good across the board in California. It's just the cost of living that's the struggle. I know nurses get paid a good amount. I think one content creator that I follow on Instagram, I think she is per diem in California, and she makes like $120 an hour per diem, meaning no insurance, no benefits. And she's a per diem princess. But I don't know how much like her mortgage and all of this stuff or her rent is, because it's a thing to have an apartment more in California because the houses cost so much. So yes, definitely. Oh, travel phlebotomy after more experience. Danielle, how much experience do you have? How many years do you have? Cause, hello, is it Mosina? Hello. It looks like when you, cause I was a phlebotomist before a nurse. So with phlebotomy, you doing the same thing. You getting blood, right? Whether you getting it from the hand, the arm, the AC, you're doing the same thing. So you don't need not hundreds. You don't need several years of experience for phlebotomy. I would say maybe a year, because you're doing a repetitive same thing. You just going into different veins. So um, phlebotomy, travel phlebotomy should be good. Do your research. There are agencies that have travel assignments for what they call it. They call it allied healthcare. So that's just, non-nursing. Okay. Cutting on food is a good idea. Yes, I honestly don't think I I cutting on food is a good idea. I honestly don't think is the way to go. Okay, so cutting food, cutting eating out. I'm not cutting meals. You got to eat. That is going to help rejuvenate your body to give you the strength to work, to function. But cutting ordering out is what I'm saying. So if you like snacks and stuff like that, like I like snacks. So I got skinny pop that I bring. Like I make my daughter's lunch, because first of all, we haven't eaten meat. She hasn't eaten meat ever. I haven't eaten meat in over, I think it's been 8 years now, because it's July. So we're vegetarian. We were strict vegans at first. So I was already used to not ordering what everybody else had. I would always bring my food. Once I reached that point where we weren't eating everything, especially when I was a vegan, I would bring my stuff anyway. I would bring leftovers from dinner and bring it for lunch. That was not a thing for me. Um, but ordering out costs so much more money that you could save that. Instead of ordering it, you can buy groceries, cook it. If you're not a cook, and say you order something the night before and you didn't finish it, bring it to work the next day. You can get your snacks. You can buy the snacks at the store. You can buy whatever little extra stuff and bring it with you. Guaranteed, you're going to save money doing it that way than paying for the service of them cooking it, or them create or making it or creating your beverage. If you go to like the Starbucks or the Tim Hortons or Big B Coffee or whatever, you're going to save money doing it like that. I'm not a coffee drinker. I literally bring my travel nurse cup with me to work with tea in it. I'll drink peppermint tea. I'll drink green tea. I'll drink that in the morning because I intermittent fast. So a little backstory about me: I was pre-diabetic, and it scared me because, like I said before, I was a supervisor in dialysis. So we got a lot of high blood pressure patients, a lot of diabetic patients. I did not want to be a dialysis patient. So I changed up my diet. I lost about 30 pounds. When I went back to the doctor and they did my blood work, they said I am no longer in the pre-diabetic area. I never had to take medication for it. It's all based on what you eat. A lot of fast foods, and I'm about to get on my soapbox, a lot of fast foods are very, very unhealthy. and they're helping to contribute to the diabetic disease, to high blood pressure, because it's fried foods, it's processed meats that is already attacking America right now. So I scared myself into, I need to do some probiotics, I need to eat yogurt, I need to have healthy gut. I need to eat something that's going to fill me up. So my granola with my yogurt and my fruit, and then my popcorn on the side. And if I want to have some dark chocolate almonds, I can have that as a sweet and have more fruit. That's just me. But me being like that helped me lose 30 pounds, helped me to be no longer pre-diabetic, and it helped me to have a healthier lifestyle. My kids don't eat meat either. Nobody in this house other than a dog and a cat. So it's a lot of stuff that you have to research for your own health, because in America, we eat the biggest amount. Other countries, they have smaller portions. We eat the biggest amount. It's stuff that's banned here that we are not supposed to be eating, that they don't eat overseas, that we eat, that the FDA don't even care and they approve it because they're not doing studies to do that. See, you got to research. I know some stuff. Do your research, because it's going to make your life easier. It is. Follow some people that know some stuff. Dr. Bobby Price, he is someone that worked for the FDA. He does plant-based meals. He's in really good shape. It's easy to eat whatever is fast and available, but it's not the healthiest. And that stuff will have you on loads of medication. I'm on nothing. If I take something, it's a multivitamin or an elderberry. That's just the way that I want to be. So let me get off the box. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do it because I care about the viewers that's watching, whether you subscribed or not. Hopefully you are. But I care about y'all to know the knowledge of, step away from these processed foods. If you're going to eat meat, I don't. Cook it yourself. Be cautious of what you put in your body, because you are feeding your body healthy things. You're going to be healthy. If you are frying everything you eat, you're going to have clogged arteries. You're going to have high blood pressure. You're going to be diabetic. It's going to be a lot of issues. You gonna be huffing and puffing because you ain't gonna be able to walk good. Your knees gonna be bad. Trust me, it's people in my family that's like that. You can't educate everybody, but you can do better for yourself. All right, I'm sorry. Let me get back to the comments. And I see something in here. Healthy eating is so expensive. That can be a misconception. Hold on, let me make sure that I didn't. Okay, I'm currently going through the process of mobile research nursing, big in US and a new role in the UK for PCA trials. Okay, cool. Like sweets and soda stuff. Okay, but maybe you have some insight on that too. Here in the UK, eating healthy is so expensive. Now, Leah Taylor, what I will tell you, being healthy, eating healthy, can be expensive if you're well, they want it for you. They want it for people to spend a pretty penny on healthy food, because you're supposed to pay to play. Okay, when I say pay to play, you're supposed to pay the good money to get the good food, right? But your definition of healthy may be different from my definition of healthy, because I know about, the animals that are being slaughtered and they already have diseases, and the butchers are cutting off the tumors and selling you the remainder, and they, injecting it with steroids to buff it up and make it look good. That's not healthy to me. It's not. The meat that's in the freezers in the grocery stores are old. They're not fresh. They're not. So I'm just saying, coming from my end, everybody's definition of healthy is going to be different. My definition of healthy, you can go to the grocery store. The healthiest stuff is on the border of the grocery store. The produce, the fresh stuff. When you get in the middle of the grocery store, that's the trash. That's the process. That's the trash. I still eat a little bit of trash. I'm not perfect. I'm not the healthiest person. I'm human. But the majority of my food is on the outside, the out ring of the store, not in the box stuff. So for me, I can go and get fruit, vegetables. I can get some pistachios, some nuts. My husband loves unsalted peanuts because there's a lot of salt and stuff, which creates high blood pressure. Um, and we'll eat all of the stuff on the outsides, and we may get like, if he want to bake a cake or make cookies, we'll have it in the house, but we're not buying it from nobody else. We making it ourselves, so we know what we putting in it. So my definition of healthy may be different. Your definition, or multiple people's definition of healthy, may be, okay, well, I'm gonna eat baked chicken, or I'm gonna eat a baked potato and a steak with some vegetables on the side. You know, I won't even eat the meat, the steak. I won't even eat that. Baked potato, yes. The vegetables, of course. But everybody's definition of healthy is different. But if you get the whole one ingredient foods, guaranteed that's less expensive than you going to a restaurant and they cooking all of this stuff for you. Get broccoli. Get a baked potato. If you eat dairy, get dairy. You know, get cheese. Make a loaded potato. That's a meal right there. With whatever you want on the side. That's a meal right there. A potato with broccoli and a block of cheese to shred, because the shredded cheese is some stuff in that too. I'd rather you grade your cheese if you're gonna eat that. But I'm gonna be quiet about that too. Because my husband and I do research on stuff. You gotta research what you put in your body. So, you know, that's inexpensive. When you go in and getting the ribs and the chicken and the fish and all of that stuff, the meat is gonna cost the most. The plant-based stuff, the one ingredient item, the rice, the pasta, one ingredient items. Well, pasta probably not one ingredient because it's flour and all of this other stuff, but that's not going to be expensive. Okay. Danielle, I just finished school last year, but I couldn't work yet. I was going to get a job at the hospital for a while. Okay, definitely start working. You need to do that since you finished last year. And keep me posted on what you do. Let me see. But you can pick up a junk cheap meal, which, yes, you can. The cheap junk meals is because you know they clone meat now. So you can go to, I'm not gonna say a name because I don't eat none of these places I'm thinking of, because even they fries is cooked in beef fat. You can buy a meal, a burger for $1. Well, I don't even think it's $1 now with the price of the economy. You can get a fry for $1, which it used to be $1 menu. And that is the worst thing. You see a research study of them putting a burger from a particular brand and fries, and they let it sit for a year. Why do it look the exact same? And people is eating this stuff and putting it in their body, and they wonder where they're getting cancer from. Do your research, y'all, because processed meats is the worst. Even the vegan processed meats is the worst. Okay. But yeah, the cheap meals is they want the economy to have some affordable food, but the affordable food is the trash. It's the trash. So you got to pay a little bit to get something a little bit more healthier so it can extend your life. So you can have a healthier life by getting the healthier foods instead of getting the fast dollar menu foods that ain't even worth putting in your body. Cause it's fast to eat. It don't even stay in your body that long. You eat it, 2, 3 hours later, you hungry again. Think about that. Okay. Um. So my first step is I need to be an assistant nurse to take my mother-in-law. Right? Help me. Yeah, you can do a nursing if you want to help her in that. If you want to do patient care, yes. If you're trying to help her just to run errands for her, no. When you're talking about helping her, Jade, tell me what specifically you're trying to do. If you're just trying to help her to go to the grocery store, to pay for some of her bills while she's there to help her like that, no. But if you need help with washing her up, getting her dressed, what's the proper way to do all of this stuff, then yes, that's the quickest way that you can get a certification to help your loved one. Okay. Monica, I'm 27 years old. Do you think it's too late for me to get into nursing school? I didn't even finish that. Monica, Monica. Um, no. Do you know that I went to nursing school with a few young ladies that were in their 50s and they are flourishing as nurses to this day? It is not too late. You do not have to start as a nurse at 20, 27, 30, 40. No. Mm-mm. You can definitely start now. Go down the same career path that you went down. You're a beautiful soul. Thank you for your advice. To be honest, Monica, I believe I was around your age when I was starting with my prerequisites for school. hmm I was. Get in there now, girl. Don't wait. Because all of this time, you can be getting that knowledge. You get your degree. You pass boards. You work as a nurse. You got this. Keep me posted. Okay. Um, can you do a live on healthy tips? I probably could. If enough people wanted me to do that, I probably could. I'm not a nutritionist. I do research for myself. And a lot of people are not going to agree with being a vegetarian. People are not going to want to stop eating meat. So, what I will do is Aisha, what I'll do is I'm gonna have you to follow this gentleman. His name is, I'm gonna write it in the chat, Dr. Bobby Price. He is a holistic um doctor, and he has a pharmacy background, so he knows about pharmaceuticals. He used to work for the FDA prior to. He does a plant-based diet, and he has a lot of knowledge. Go look him up on YouTube, Dr. Bobby Price. He even has books. He has a book. He has his own garden that he grows his own fruits on. He has, and it's not regular fruit either. It's like exotic fruits. He also has like detox teas and herbal supplement. That man is the GOAT, okay? Dr. Bobby Price. He is going to be good with that information way more than me. Okay. So, what else? What else? What else? Oh, I'm getting into 3 hours. Have I been on live with y'all for 3 hours? I'm sorry, I'm running my mouth. Let me get to these. And oh, I'm missing some. Okay, okay, okay. You sound keen on nutrition, though America is overeating. Yes, America is overeating because I have a family of beautiful melanated kings and queens that overeat, and I'm the smallest in the family. I've always been the smallest, but when my metabolism stopped, I tend to realize that I need to monitor what I put in my body and to make sure that I am getting a certain amount of steps in. I got a stepper over here. I do walks around at work. I got an elliptical in the back. I got a dip bar. I got my jump rope. I got a lot of stuff that I can exercise with at home. And it's smart to do that because that'll keep you young. It's no way that you can see a 70-year-old with muscles, look like no body fat, and they working out. Usually you don't see that. I want to be like that. So you got to do it now. You have to do it now while you're young. Okay. You are so right. Talk nurse talk. I'm also a registered nurse who travels. I intermittent fast daily. Boom. I eat meat and veggies only. Any kind of vegetables. We are what we eat. Absolutely. Yep. And you know what? You don't eat any carb. If you eat meat and vegetables, you probably have a pretty decent figure because a lot of people that train, like the actors that train for like um their movies that they're trying to bulk up for and exercise and get zero stomach and all of that stuff. Because right now I got a little stomach because, it's that time for Auntie Flo to come. TMI, I know. But they only eat like chicken and broccoli. And that's the only thing they eat for like months while they're training because it's healthy for them. Okay. Monica asks, no, it's not too late. Yep, go ahead, do it. The world needs yep, absolutely. Okay, Terry, I'm 50. I'm thinking about going back to school to become an RN because I have a lot of college credits, but I'm worried about ageism. Terry, what did I just say? You probably wrote this while I was still talking about it, but I graduated with a nurse that she was over 50 years old. And she is working fine today. So with college credits, that's one thing. But when you go to school for nursing courses, your college credits is one thing. You probably can get an associate's degree with the amount of college credits because I got 2 associates when I was in school. I had a lot of college credits because I transferred from one school and went to another one because it was a waiting list for 3 years at one school and I wasn't going to wait. So I went to another community college. I took those credits with me, got credits with them, and right before I was eligible to finish school, I had enough credits to get my associates in science. And now I have my associates in applied science and nursing. So I graduated with a degree and then got another degree when I had my nursing. So, but nursing, you're going to have nursing courses. So your college credits may give you a degree in general studies or something like that, depending on if you have a lot of science classes, you may have something in science. But nursing is nursing courses. Your college credits, unless they're in nursing, won't help you to finish that nursing program any sooner, if that makes sense. We love you. Thank you, Phoebe. Again, great live. I never watch lives, and I've been on here so long. I'm still engaged. I appreciate you. Is it what Juanita? Because you've been having some gems in the comments, and y'all feel like family to me. So, look, I keep going to this water because, whew, I didn't expect to talk this long, but I appreciate the feedback in the comments, and everybody is uplifting to one another. It's a few little stragglers here and there in the comments that's just trying to be funny, but we ignoring that because we all about positivity, and we want to make sure that people get the knowledge that they need. And the title was why nurses are broke. We want to make sure that nurses don't stay broke. If you got the knowledge, share it. If you need to pick up some hours, do it. But you need to stop spending unnecessary and save it. Look look at that. People in the comments uplifting one another. I love it. I love it. Look, even my cup, self-love club. I love that everybody is just sharing love to everybody in the comments, you know, because everybody don't always do that. Okay. Let's see. Terry, these days nursing is not only bedside. Do it. And if it's your passion, then investigate and do what you want. Yes. Claudette, you said it, because it's people that maybe hit the bedside, or maybe they went into home care and got some experience and then did some things that's like clinic nursing, where they actually working at a desk and a computer and they're running a clinic with the provider and the patients. You can do that. You can also do a plethora of things. So it's not just bedside, because bedside to me, after I injured myself, I was like, nah, that ain't it no more. You can be a nurse in multiple things, multiple areas, and it's a book on Amazon that has, if you can Google this, it's a book that has, is it a hundred nursing jobs, or I forgot the name of it, but it's like 100 nursing jobs, or 100 something, because I bought it and I gave it to my middle daughter, and she is kind of looking into nursing herself. So it's so many things that you could get out here and do as a nurse. Go back upstairs. I see you hiding behind the couch. Go all the way. Okay. Let me see whether you can literally just copy your nice box of authentic tea or bag of apples and incorporate that into your daily diet. You sure can. You sure can, because, and make sure you watch the caffeine, because sometimes these teas are so caffeinated, it'll increase your heart rate. So be cautious, do your research. Currently what I'm drinking is like peppermint tea. I like mint tea, and I don't even put sugar in my tea. So when I'm drinking, I can drink the tea during my fasting time, because when I intermittent fast, I only drink water or tea that's not sugar, no sugar, no syrups, any of that. And then from 11 to 7, I'll eat my meal, my 8-hour window. If I know that like if it's the weekend and my husband is off with me, if we're hungry earlier, we may eat from 10 to 6 because we both off. So we'll eat within that window. But it definitely, I need to go get some apples too. But tea and apples is a good little combination. Okay, when people think healthy foods, they think that it has to be top notch everything. Yeah, that's true. And it top notch, it doesn't mean that you need to go to the finest restaurant to get it. You can go to your local grocery store and you can make it. And there's plenty of channels out here that'll show you how to cook if you don't know how to do it. And there's plenty of hacks out here where you can see certain things too. Okay, you literally, we overthink bettering ourselves. That's why we think it's so hard. Yeah, we do. We do. You're so pretty. Thank you. Miss Terry, look. Oh, Lord. I got to scroll back up. I done lost the comments. Miss Terry, look at my comment, previous comment. You are so worthy. Okay. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Hopefully everybody that's looking is subscribed and gave your girl a thumbs up in the video. My video. This video. Let's see. Jesus loves you, my friend. Thank you so much, Celeste. Monica, it's not too late for nursing. I've been a nurse for years. My oldest sister, age 30, just finished her LFB in a few weeks. She finally decided to do Rex for RN, also a mom of 2. Yes, it is never too late to go to nursing in your 20s. Absolutely. You want to do that. Because when I went and did my prerequisites around your age, I had 2 girls. And they were in elementary school. So that was not an easy task, because I'm literally a mom to kids that need me, but I'm also trying to complete my registered nurse classes so that I can make a better life for myself and them. And I've completed that, as you can see. Okay. Also, let's be honest, ageism in nursing, they are decent people, not nasty teenagers. So, you know what? A lot of people, when I started as a nurse, a lot of the people would look at me and say, um, oh, you my nurse? You still look like you 18. And I wasn't. But, you know, it is what it is. And you could either take it to offense or you could just let it roll off on you and just say, oh, well, thank you so much. My skincare routine is working or something like that. Because, or I'll say, oh, well, black don't crack or something, depending on who it is. Because I don't say that to everybody. But, you know, people are always going to say certain things that may try to get under your skin. But you know what you do? You just let it roll right off because your paycheck ain't going to stop. Your knowledge is going to keep increasing as a nurse or as a human being in general. And just keep going with it because you're great at anything that you apply yourself to. And never forget that. Okay. Patrick. Hey, Patrick. You said, please bless you. I just did. Or blessings to you if you need it. Okay. I love this live too. It's amazing. Thank you guys. Hopefully my battery don't die because I've been going. Okay. Thank you. I wanted to start a family. How do you balance being a mom and also going to school and work a lot? Now, Monica, I don't remember where you at in your school journey right now. I'm trying to see if I can. Okay. So you trying to get into school. So what's more important for you to do right now? Do you want to create a family? Because when you had that baby, see, with my kids were elementary school, but they were able to feed themselves. They were able to dress themselves, bathe themselves. If they needed to warm something up in a microwave, they could. They were pretty much self-sufficient. But they weren't staying at home by themselves. No. But they were old enough to do all of that. When you have a little kid, it becomes more difficult unless you have a strong foundation. So if you're trying to create a family, I'm sure your spouse that you have, make sure that they are willing to be that backbone for you when you're in school, because you're not going to have time to do a lot. When I was dating my husband, back when I was in school, we had a dinner right before I started nursing school. I said, well, this is probably going to be the last time that we are able to go out like that on dates. Because we didn't live together. We were dating, and he knew that I was going into that role of nursing school, and it was going to be a lot. So, when I did have a gap in between, we would hang out. He would come by the house and do certain things, and we would have a good time, and we would, have fun with the kids, stuff like that. But, having a family before nursing, I would say it's easier than trying to have it while you're in nursing school, because nursing is a whole other beast. Anybody can tell you. Where is Juanita at? Juanita can tell you, because she's been a nurse, and any other nurse that's in here that I'm passing, that I'm missing. Nursing school is a whole other beast. You have to change your mindset on what you do, and you have to think like a nurse. You are not going to think like a nurse before nursing school. You're not. You are not going to have nurse judgment even start in your mind before nursing school. You're not. So I definitely will say you can do it, but I wouldn't say having a family while you're in school. If you pregnant now and you thinking about starting school a little bit later, or if you don't have your prerequisites for school, maybe you can, if you're pregnant now, do your prerequisites while you're not in a program, And then once your baby gets a little bit older, as in like maybe 1 or something like that, and you have that foundation with your significant other and maybe your family members can look out to watch the baby, you can do that. But if you're trying to have a full-blown family and do work and school, that's going to be a lot. You got to pick one first. Okay. Not a nurse at all, but you have been very informative. I don't ever listen to lies, but I love what you do. Thank you. Okay, I have met nurses in my 40s plus years career who don't belong in nursing. If you do not love what you do, spare our poor patients. Get out of. Well, get out of it. Christina, I hear you. You know what? I think I said something about this the last live, but what people do when they are in nursing, they originally start nursing with a warm heart. They want to help people, you know, because some schools you have to write an essay about why you want to be a nurse, stuff like that. And they don't have the, what do you call it? They don't have the tough skin that they need to be a nurse, because patients are going to come at you hard at times. They're going to say that you incompetent at times when you really are, or when you're trying to learn what to do, because patients think nurses should know everything. We don't. They're going to think that you're not working quick enough to give pain medication, but really the doctor hasn't ordered it. They're going to expect you to tell them everything that's going to happen to them, and every patient is different, and they're going to be upset with you about that. So some patients that's upset and frustrated, they take it out on the nurse first, or the certified nurse assistant, or the patient care tech. They take it out on us first. We're the front line before getting to the doctor. And it's terrible, because there are sweet people that get burnt out and they get frustrated and they automatically just get back upset with people, and you shouldn't. Because guaranteed, when patients are upset about something and you take the time to help them, I don't care if you work in the doctor's office, a hospital, a skilled nursing facility, a long-term care, assisted living, home care. If you're working at any of those and somebody is frustrated with you and you take the time in a calm manner to help them, guess what's going to happen? Uh-oh. Did my video die? Uh-oh. Okay. Ooh, I got 19%. I got 19%. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me get my life together. Hold on one second. It's paused. Is it paused? Oh, jeez. Okay, let's see. Let me get myself together again. Let me get myself together again. 1 second, y'all. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna wrap this up before everything dies on me. Okay. I know you can hear me now, because okay. So dang it. I'm trying to go back to see. Oh, so yes. So patients are going to come at you because you're the front line. So when you take your time and you're calm with them, and you, because this literally happened like yesterday. This man was upset on the phone, and it had nothing to do with me, but I'm trying to help him. So when you calmly take your time and help this person get what they need, or try your best to, or either refer them to the right person, all of that attitude be gone. They'll apologize, and they'll say thank you for all of your help. Instead of saying, oh, I can't help you, try your best to help them with whatever it is. And guess what happens? You never know, they'll write something. Oh, well, I was having a tough time and this nurse helped me, and you'll be getting kudos and stuff, letters written to your boss about all your good work that you've done. You never know. Just take the time to slow down in a calm manner if you can. If not, you need to do some breathing techniques, because some patients will come at you a little rough, and you may just say, you know what, I'm gonna step away a little bit because you need to calm down before I can help you, because I can't help you if you yelling at me. I can't even hear what I need to hear to help you. Everybody can't take that. I mean, I grew up in Detroit, so that ain't nothing for me. But you have to flip that switch and say, let me help this person because something is wrong and they're frustrated and they don't know how to get all of it out without my guidance. So, I mean, I help with that. And 99% of the time, you either gonna have somebody to walk away, or they gonna, or hang up if they on the phone, or they gonna calm down and they gonna take your advice because they need your help anyway. Okay, let me get through these before my phone die, y'all. My mom was an RN, a state trooper. Absolutely love her job though. Let it roll off. That's right. I'm about to be 40 and finishing up my prereqs for nursing program. Okay, Candace, do that. You got this. Terry, thank you, Nurse Sevy. You welcome. Renee, one of my sisters is a nurse in the ER, and my other sister is a respiratory therapist. I'm so proud of both of them. Yes, that's a good combination though. ER and RT. That's a good combination. Yep, teaching them at an early age. Congrats, Candace. Lord, my feet is frozen. Yeah, it was my phone. So my phone was at 20%, y'all. I'm on my iPhone. So it literally paused the video because I needed to click on it. So we good now, but I only got a few more minutes before it dies on me. But I've been having such a good time with y'all. If y'all have anything y'all want me to talk about on my next live, because I tend to do my lives on the weekend, whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday, let me know. Whatever y'all want to talk about, put it in the comments. If you're looking at this after I'm already done with this live, put it in the comments. She Nurse Savvy, let's talk about this for your next live. Word it so I know, because this is 3 hours long. So word it so I know what you want to talk about, we can talk about on my next live. I tend to do these every other weekend. And I kind of, try to do it when I put the baby down. I call her the baby because she's the youngest. So my oldest is 19, my middle one is 18, and then I got a 6-year-old. So she's literally the baby. But yes, so if you ever want to talk about anything else for maybe the next live, because this broke nurse video was something I had prior to, and I lost that channel. So I wanted to go more in depth of what I had said already. But I think this one is way better because we getting back and forth and we able to talk to one another and understand, instead of a quick little 10-15 minute video, and it's not that one-on-one, or not really one-on-one, but one-on multiple back and forth conversation. Okay, so I'm back. We see you now. Patients can be rude. It is true. You have to be polite and de-escalate. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. I'm a manager of a coffee shop. Anytime I felt an angry customer, I take the time to help them and calm down 100% of the time. And yep, they just need some guidance. Can you say happy birthday to me? I'm turning 10. Happy birthday, Irene. Happy 10th birthday. I said, where are you from? I'm from Michigan. Well, I live in Michigan. I'm from Detroit. What up, though? If anybody watching from Detroit, they know that saying. What up, though? But yeah, I live in Michigan. I'm not in Detroit anymore. I'm in the suburbs because I needed my kids to be in a better area. But yeah, I grew up in Detroit. Okay, my mother is a nurse but works at the Indian Health Service as a compliance specialist. Nice. Here's a sub. Here's a sub. Thank you, Juanita. Juanita. I thought she was already subscribed. Appreciate you. Okay, Kent. Hi, I just joined. What kind of topics have we discussed on this channel? So, Kent, we're at the very end of it, but we discussed a lot. We talked about why nurses are broke, the little financial struggles that people are going through, and why, and what they should cut back on. We talked about a healthier lifestyle when it comes to eating. We talked about what to do if you have a loved one. There is one young lady that's trying to get guidance on how to help her mother-in-law. Oh, Teresa. Hey, your brother and you are nurses. Okay, awesome. Denise, you from Detroit, still here. It's getting better. Yeah, but see the schools, a lot of the schools closed, Denise. So I had to take the kids and put them in the suburbs just for the better schools. Um, a lot of topics she even listens to me. Yep, I went over a lot. So if you have time, Kent, you're gonna have to probably go through this because you missed a lot. And then I went back and forth in the chat too because I like to interact with everybody. So if you got time, watch this on your downtime. Okay. Will you be uploading the live and keeping it up? Yep, Alexis, I'll keep the live. I'll upload it. I'll keep it. Let me see. I graduated last year from my nursing program and I'm studying right now for my NCLEX. Was wondering how the job market is like. It depends on your state. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where you live at, but just do a quick Indeed search, and you can just say like whatever specialty. If you want to be in med surg, just say, or you can do a Google search. How much does a med surg nurse make in my state or in my city, and go from there. Because everybody's pay is different. My Michigan pay is going to be different from California pay. So you got to do your research. I'm 100% sure that you can find it that way because my starting rate back when I was a new nurse is going to be different from the starting rate now. I 100% guarantee it. It was some nurses in here at the very beginning that said in the 70s they made, less than $10 an hour. So it's definitely going to be different. Everybody's starting point is going to be different because I'm not a new grad. So, and then the rate of pay is going to be different depending on what state you live in too. Like Michigan nurses make more than Ohio nurses. So it's, even though we're next door to each other in state, it's just going to be different. Okay, Teresa, you in Florida. Monica, you have a new sub. Have a wonderful rest of your day with your family. Thank you. Okay, you'll be working in New York. I want to specialize in OR. So New York pay a good amount of money, so you should be okay, Kent. You just got to do your research. But I'm going to end this live now. I'm sorry, Kent, you got the tail end. But I will keep this up. Even though it froze a couple of times, y'all stuck with me. Y'all held your girl down. Thank you. But I'm going to end this live now, and I'll keep it up if you want to watch it at a later time, or if you just want to watch it today. All right. Hopefully y'all are subscribed to the channel and y'all gave me some thumbs up. Even my MacBook is about to die. So I got to go. Let me tend to this child because she asked me to order stuff on Amazon that I'm not going to do. But I just told her to go upstairs and I'll think about it. But y'all be blessed. Have a good weekend.